I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go.
And if you was instead of hating, you be ballin' too. I know you seen us fallin' too. All the rich niggas is all my crew. Fuck it, they can't touch us. If stuck up is what you call it. Cool. Ooh, you should've seen when I came down in that. Black on black, cause it's Ghetto, haters face down on the mat. Splat, yeah, I can make a green nigga mad. Quick, fast, flash like 10 cash on this bitch ass. You can tell I'm a G by the walk in the stands. I play the game, make me talk in the stands. Watch how you talk when you talk to the man. If it ain't about bread, you talk to the head. I show you how to get rich. You got a weak arm, I'll show you how to pitch. Made so play, I'll show you by the hit. And tell the police I don't know about shit. Hey, guy, I'm fly, something like the air. Ain't that something when it's stunting, man? It's nothing like air. Homie, hold it right there. Homeboy, right there.
Haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go.
I got one in the back, I got one in the front. I make them do what I say. They tell me say what I want, I tell them get your money, girl, and just stop breathing. Cause if it ain't about that dough, it ain't about me neither. See a gangster like myself, I get that paper in with me. Man, your woman probably out there with some paper to give me. Listen, you're looking at a real pimp, ask my old women. And they'll tell you no remote, I control women. I'm a whole load, put me in the game, woman. If he ain't paying, then he shouldn't be playing. I'm saying, broke dudes only make jokes funny. I make more than I can fit in this quote, honey. Unquote, come sun soak with me, ma. Fly you down here and lay you up in my beach house.
Haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more.
His brain's gone, nigga.
It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting.
We really hit it, nigga.
We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals.
Break that shit down, nigga.
AK or anybody kill. Hop out, keep the drilling and spilling. Stay on point, 6-2 gon' split 'em. FN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner.
5.0, eat 'em up.
SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops, Draco. I got them all, you don't want no.
I got all those shit, nigga.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow Sunny monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leave a nigga bleed. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleed.
Y'all know what the fuck going on around here, nigga. Y'all nigga keep talking about you want smoke. You can't catch me on social media, my nigga. I'm in the street with it, you dig what I'm saying? Nigga know they gotta kill me or die, nigga. Fuck you mean? Talking about smoke and we still living in the same bitch. No, sir. You don't got smoke with me, baby. You'd have been dead. G-stack, bitch. Whatever I fuck.
Tone gonna fix it. Yeah, in the building. Man, salute. Tracking 327, salute, King, peace and blessings. Big AMC FSG, all things in the building. Terrell Davis, my brother in the building, salute. My pimpin' Justin Hawkins, what's it do, bro? Bruh, 6500, what's happening, homie? Getting lost in the script, salute, man, salute. My nigga Marquis, what it do? Light skin business, what's poppin'? Brian the King Falcon, big AMC FSG, him and Marquis, OGs from the day one. AJ64, what it do? Lee Jackson, what's poppin', homie? A Beezy, what it do? Brother Huey, salute, man. Bean Pie's my brother. Shalom to my brother, Mr. Altruistic, man. Happy Shabbat, man. All praise to the Most High. To my brother in the building. The Boxing Novus, salute, King. This motherfucker here on time again? What the fuck is going on? My nigga GT Parker, Shalom, King. Peace and blessings to you, brother. My man Just Do in the building. Salute to Just Do. If y'all ain't subscribed to Just Do, man, what the fuck y'all doing, man? Simmy's World, what's poppin', homie? Out here in them damn big semis. So what's good? First off, shout out the motherfucking Turkey a la shitty. This nigga got Tiafimo and Devin Haney on the same Spirit flight. Like, he got these niggas flying commercial as hell. Like, this is some crazy ass shit. But this is what I've been trying to tell a lot of fans of Devin Haney. This is what I've been telling a lot of boxing fans that say Turkey is this, Turkey is that, he's great for boxing. What y'all don't understand, Turkey a la shitty is lining Devin Haney up. I'm telling you this now. Turkey really does not rock with Devin Haney. All you Devin Haney fans, Turkey does not rock with Devin Haney. I'm telling you this now. Pay attention. He's setting Devin up to get in that ring with Ryan Garcia and get smashed again. Turkey a la shitty is betting on Ryan Garcia. And why do I say this? Okay, he's in business with the Ring magazine. Y'all know who was the owner of the Ring magazine. Oscar De La Hoya. Bill Haney, isn't that Devin Haney's promoter? Bill is still Devin's promoter, right? So Oscar was allowed to get up on that stage, but Devin was up there stuck by himself. Y'all know them questions that was asked of Devin. Y'all remember Ryan had them nice ass questions, like they had questions that would set Ryan up for like an alley-oop slam dunk. They had questions set to Devin like he was in a half-court two-man trap. Like they was running the trap defense on Devin. And the damn other defender was damn 300 feet up the court. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Oakland LDTV. What I'm saying is, I want y'all to look at it from a real, check this out, right? I want y'all to look at it objectively, right? Y'all didn't see Ryan Garcia on that flight. It was just Tio and Devin, two motherfuckers that can't sell, was sitting on that damn Spirit flight. They had 12 layovers before they got back to America, bro. They had 12 motherfucking layovers before they got back to the States. But what I'm saying is, y'all see all the disrespect Devin and them getting. Turkey is allowing that shit, bro. Like, if you look the way Turkey looks at Devin and Bill, he cannot stand them, bro. He really can't. I'm being honest and I'm being objective. Look at the way Shakur Stevenson gets treated and look at the way Devin Haney gets treated. That shit is night and day. Look at the way Ryan Garcia get treated, and look at the way Devin Haney gets treated. That shit night and day. You think Shakur Stevenson, even though he's not the top seller, do you think he would be on the undercard with Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero? Two people that Tank Davis had not. Matter of fact, do you think Shakur Stevenson will be on the undercard of Frank Martin versus De Los Santos? Huh? Frank Martin versus Edwin De Los Santos. Exactly, Oakland. It's like he's shitting with his left hand in these Devin Haney fans' face, and they still run around calling this nigga His Excellency. Like, they calling this nigga His Excellency, but he's really shitting on them in the face. Like, he shut Bill up. He's got Devin out there on the island. And like I say, I'm a motherfucking Israelite first. You feel me? So, like I say, Shakur's my brother, Devin's my brother. Like, they're all my brothers first. You feel what I'm saying? And I see what the outside is doing to them. And shout out to my brother LaMarcus Robinson. And people are so tied in by their biasness that they don't see what's going on right in front of their face. Hell, Carlos Adames said he still ain't got paid yet. And y'all see how they treat the darker hued brothers. He made Hamza Shiraz an ambassador. The man was telling him what the scorecards were saying. Like, that man had grievous interference in a boxing match. Hamza Shiraz got a draw in which he should have lost against the champion when you're supposed to beat the champion. And then there's reports that the champion ain't even get paid. Y'all better look at what they're doing. Hamza Shiraz, they tried to make him a Saudi champion. They made sure he didn't walk out that fight with a loss. They kept his old integrity. But they're not keeping the integrity of boxing. That's what they're not doing. That's what they're not doing. The man even made a threat to Bivol about knowing when your rent gonna get paid if you make a fight that I'm not telling you to make. That's all I'm saying. Like, this is the one y'all say is doing such great things for boxing. But look, you're gonna see by the end of this year where Ryan versus Devin comes on again. Sorry about that. He got all his basket, all his eggs is in the Ryan Garcia basket. Like, you can see the seating arrangements that he has for Ryan. Like, when they was at that damn little party, Ryan was on the same side as them. They had Devin over there with the filler ends. Turkey is on playing JKLM. Yes, yes. And all I'm just saying is, I'm just saying this because the fans, they act like they can't see it. They act like they can't see the shit. And they too busy trying to hate on Tank Davis. And instead of hating on Tank Davis, you missing the motherfucker that's you missing the spook, like Bill Haney say, the spook in the window. The spook. Ain't that what Bill Haney said that day? The spook. They missing the spook. Malik Taylor, salute. Hold on 1 second. Let me let the doctor know I'm in the house. Hold on. Now, oxygen ain't flowing to the brain right now. And she doing her little thing today. Her Dr. Kill, murder shit coming on. And shout out to my brother, the Boxing Novus. in the Cash App with the the $5 holler in the building. And shout out to my brother, motherfucking Terrell Davis in the building with the $5 holler, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for supporting the grind for the day on this holy day before the night go down, this Shabbat. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the grind. I appreciate that. But let's keep this thing going, right? And shout out to my brother, Mr. Altruistic, also on this Shabbat with the $10 holler in the Cash App. My brother always come through, big supporter of the grind, always. It ain't no question. Bro always comes through and looks out for the channel. What the hell is going on? Hold on. Yeah, bro always come through, look out for the channel. Appreciate you, King. Thank you for always supporting the grind, the Grizzy. But what was I about to show you? Yeah. So as bruh 6500, you say should Spence fight Thurman? Damn right he should fight Thurman. That's a big fight, him versus Thurman. It's always been a big fight. I think that fight was actually bigger than Bud Crawford financially. Everybody wanted Spence and Thurman since Thurman turned down the Spence fight for Floyd. Floyd gave him a chance to fight for his belts, and he turned it down. Floyd gave him a chance, and he turned it down. So, like I said, you got to damn be like, okay, yeah, I fucks with that. You got to, because Spence, he had the back HERL. Shit, he not the only one. Shit. Thurman, Spence needs the motherfucking tune-ups as well. You don't think Spence needs tune-ups? Spence been needing tune-ups. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Spence has been needing tune-ups. That's why I say both of them make a good fight. Like, they also said that if Thurman gets past Tim Tszyu and motherfucking down Spence, he gets past Fundora and he's looking good, then yeah, they're going to bring them both back together. And, then that will be the fight that we're missing. So we got to hope that Earl is still doing what he's got to do. And then we got to hope that motherfucking damn he comes through. And y'all know what's crazy. I'm going to let y'all hear what Lamont Roach just said.
Harder fight, Tank or Shakur, for yourself, stylistically? Told y'all 50-50 fight.
That's a good question. Cool, bad boy, man. I've been in the ring with him more than recently. Cool, bad boy.
You don't get the credit you deserve, you ask me.
Everybody. It's just the outside looking in, and they comparing him to a knockout artist. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's just not fair. I don't know.
Shakur. It seems like you're leaning towards Shakur being a more difficult fight.
Maybe. That's what my radar.
Who do you think is a harder fight?
Hey, so as you see, Lamont Roach, shout out to the beautiful Miss Todd Drakeford in the building. Salute, salute. Lamont Roach has just said that Shakur Stevenson is a tougher fight than Tank Davis. Yes, this is what he said. Shakur Stevenson is a tougher fight than Gervonta Tank Davis. And see, this is what I say. He's riding this thing off as much as he can. Now, I'm not saying that he's not. You feel what I'm saying? But Lamont Roach, you was just in there with a damn knockout puncher that had you on the ropes the whole time. He had you on the ropes the whole time. Now, every chance you get, you've been trying to act like you shitting on Tank Davis's name. Like every chance you get, it's like you throwing shots at Tank Davis. And it's kind of funny because this is the same Tank Davis that gave you your shot. This is the same Tank Davis who was trying to help you and your family. And he even said it that he was doing it for your family. But see, this is what I be telling people about. You can't put your morals and principles in the next person's body. And shout out to the beautiful Miss Joette. This is what I tell y'all, that you have a lot of people out here that you thinking that you breaking bread with them, but they after your spot. Now Jerry O'Salute. Now he said it again recently. He just did a show, a thing. He said that he put Belt the Ass to Tank. Supreme Cam, salute King. And then he said Belt the Ass Part 2 is about to come. And when I said, damn, you gonna Belt the Ass Part 2, I didn't see Belt the Ass Part 1. And I'm just being honest. I'm glad you back, Supreme Cam. I'm just saying, I didn't see Belt the Ass Part 1. And see, like I said, a lot of people are making it seems like he did this and that to Tank Davis. Malik Taylor, salute. Empire, salute. But like I said, I told y'all, in my eyes, the fight wasn't even as close. You feel me? The fight wasn't even as close as most people making it say it was. But it's kind of like, don't mess with Texas, salute. It's kind of like when you have, y'all remember the Eastside Pitbull Cruz versus Tank Davis, right? Eastside Pitbull Cruz, he made 12 rounds with Tank Davis. But if you really look at the fight, it wasn't close. It wasn't close. But see, Tank, his level, he's done got to the part where he's used to putting on these dominant performances. And when you don't get one of these dominant performances out of Tank, then you attribute it to a loss. You be like, you know what? You lost. And that's not the case. That's like when Floyd, I felt like he beat Maidana the first fight handedly. But since it was so close, you know, everybody tried to give Floyd a loss. They were saying Floyd lost to Oscar De La Hoya. They say he lost to Maidana. They say he lost to Castiello. Now, that first Castiello fight, I could have been like, that could have been a draw. But I tell y'all, if it's 7-5 either way, it's not a robbery. That Floyd and Costello fight was very, very motherfucking damn close. It was. And it could have went either way. But it is what it is. Like, people love to see you go down when you up top, and they gonna hate with you. And this just in. Lomachenko's manager has just came out. And see, that Tank and Lamont Roach fight, right? It made Lomachenko feel like, hey, maybe Tank ain't this end-all, be-all type fighter. You feel me? Maybe Tank ain't the juggernaut everybody says that he is. Salute Sonny Augustine. Because now Lomachenko and his manager has came out and said that the next fight for Lomachenko is that they want the Tank Davis fight. And then they was asking him, what about the Shakur Stevenson fight? And Lomachenko manager, and this is a direct quote from Lomachenko's manager, he said the Gervonta Tank Davis fight will be best for Loma because, you know, Lomachenko, he comes out there and he's ready to fight. He say against Shakur Stevenson, he said Shakur Stevenson is the type that when the fight gets hot, he likes to go into a shell. And they say that's not going to be a lot of action for Lomachenko. Now, I'm not agreeing with that because I heard that, you know, Shakur gave Loma some work in sparring when he was younger. You know, he used to be his sparring partner. But Lomachenko said that he's ready for the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Plus, he also knows if he fights Shakur Stevenson, the bag is not going to be there. The bag is not going to be there. But the fight Tank Davis, the bag is most definitely going to be there. The bag is most definitely going to be ready. And Lomachenko knows he can live out the rest of his life on easy mode if he gets in the ring with that Tank Davis. And I love that fight. But I got to get Lamont Rose first. Miss Arena, the beautiful queen, salute queen. Like, I don't care if Lomachenko coming out the thing and everything, he wanting to fight now, he going to have to wait. Because Tank Davis got to prove this Lamont Rose situation. He got to get this shit right here out the way. You can't just motherfucking have nothing like this sitting on the table. Now, some of your teammates, some of the members in your camp said that you took it easy. I'm not gonna call the names out, but they said you took it easy because you thought of the boy's family, right? You just said it. You said that shit. So show me how it is now that this nigga acting like y'all ain't shit. Acting like he ain't got shit to do with you. You feel me? So show me that you got that grit. Show me how you step on a motherfucker after they try to play you. So yeah. But yeah. But hold on one second. Yeah. So you know you got Turkey Ala Shitty. He's trying to change it up. Now y'all understand this real quick. Like I say, y'all know what time it is. Y'all feel the chill in the air, right? You smell that lust, the fragrance, right? You feel the erection throb and you feel the faucets cutting on. Women are getting hotter, men are getting agitated. Everybody is in the air with the lust and the bravado. You got niggas turning on their friends, pushing each other, trying to put their checks out like
Oh my
peacock.
God.
You got women staring, mad, backbiting. They can smell the pheromones. You got rabbits in the yard humping each other. And niggas dreaming of humping. It is the
What
mistress
the
of
heck?
eroticism herself.
Oh my God.
This is the author of Misgivings and Chaos.
Oh my goodness.
The fuck in the fuck factory. Dr. Key.
I'm so sick of you. I'm so sick of you. My goodness. Salute to
I said
everybody.
Dr. Key.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi. Yeah, I don't even. You know what? Hi, Upper. Hello. I don't
Yes, it's great, Karen. Rabbits outside humping. If you seen the
y'all,
video, if y'all see the video that I saw the other day, you know what I'm talking about, man. Dr. Key, you seen that video I sent you the other day.
y'all are crazy.
No,
Okay.
you remember the video I sent you the other day, best friend?
Yes.
What was that?
Is this guy you tripping? Tripping.
Let me
So
just say one thing real quick. Hey
yeah.
man, I just seen the craziest shit on YouTube, y'all. It was two rabbits. It was a husband and a wife rabbit, right? And this is a real thing. They was running across the street and the woman rabbit got hit. And it was dead in the street. So the other rabbit didn't want to leave the rabbit side. It was sad. It didn't want to leave the rabbit side and everything. So the dude came by and he felt bad. And he was telling the dude, get out the street or you going to end up like your wife. So the rabbit still didn't want to move. So the dude felt bad for him. So he drugged the female rabbit off the street to the side of the road. So the male rabbit, he go back beside the rabbit and everything. Like he's motherfucker. He's like he feel like he about to, his wife dead. You feel bad for him. Next thing you know, that demon came out his ass, boy. I was like, what in the fuck? That shit was crazy. And Dr. Key is in the building, so I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? I'm just putting the link in the chat so you can see what I was talking about. There's the link. All right, Dr. Key.
Okay, so salute to everybody. Thank you guys for joining us today. Y'all could have been here, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all are here with us, and I'm greatly, greatly appreciative of that. I want to give a special shout out. I'm dedicating my portion of the show to a few things. Number one, Stephen Curry. Salute
Yeah,
to Stephen Curry. Steph Curry with the shot made his 4,000 three-pointer of his career. Can
he
he
blew
get
my
to
boy. He blew my boy Reggie Miller out the park, and I used to think Reggie
Man,
Miller.
I love Reggie Miller, but I'm like, yo, this man cold-blooded, bruh. 4,000 career three-pointers. Congratulations to Steph Curry. Definitely goated. One of the top 10 players of all time. Hey, Emmanuel.
Salute, man. Why wouldn't he be top 5? He beat LeBron, and he
Well,
beat all of
I
them.
think for that one, I have to go back and look. I could have him top. I could have him like a top.
I can have
Like
the top 3.
I don't think he's top 3. Not,
No, it's because you don't think about his size, but if you look at the impact,
I mean,
and
I'm
you
looking
know what I'm
at the.
saying,
I
if
look
you
at
look,
everything.
I know I'm just saying though, when people go back and they put the accolades and the impact, he's actually done more than LeBron. And
Okay.
Reggie Miller was my favorite player, bro, 6,500. I mean, he scored 10 points in 8 seconds against the damn Knicks, who busted their ass. But if y'all go back and look at Steph's accomplishment, because they had Paul Pierce and them arguing about it, and they was like, arguably, he's done more than LeBron. He just said the only difference is he don't have the size. But they said Steph Curry changed motherfucking basketball. And Iman Shumpert, he was sitting there talking about it on TV, right? He was sitting there talking about it. He was like they was playing against Steph Curry. He knew when they let Steph Curry and them came back, he changed the game. And like I I say he has impact. I hate the way he changed. I hate the way he changed the NBA. You feel what I'm saying? Because no, see, Dondre, you started talking before you even fucking knew it. You started talking before you even knew it. Because I was about to say that I would still take LeBron over Steph. See, you see, they're ready to goddamn swing by the bizzles and mess up. See, but I was about to say I would still take LeBron over Steph because LeBron is much bigger. Steph, he showed me he could play defense. You feel what I'm saying? But LeBron, he's sturdy. He's sturdy. Steph, the man can shoot his ass off. But if I put a motherfucking 6'10" on his ass that can lock down on his motherfucking ass, I mean, it ain't but so far you can throw that shit from. It ain't, I mean, yes, you can, but a motherfucker can't be perfect with a 3-pointer every fucking night. You feel what I'm saying? You can't be like if I put LeBron James on top of Steph Curry or a Kobe Bryant on top of Steph Curry. I don't give a fuck what Curry say. It's a mismatch. Like he gonna be having to throw that shit from the other side of the thing and the damn accuracy. One thing about some teams that live and die by the 3-pointer, you can live or you can die by that 3-pointer. Because some days that motherfucking 3-pointer might not fall. But one thing about a motherfucker like LeBron or Kobe or Jordan, if they 3-pointer ain't falling, guess what they gonna shit down your motherfucking throat? Because if my 3 ball or my jumper ain't falling, I dunk the hell out your motherfucking ass. Because that's all
Upper, you're going in and out.
a hater that thinks I'm a hater. You feel what I'm saying? It's somebody that thinks I'm a hater when I'm objective. You feel what I'm saying? So
So Upper, you're going. Go ahead. Upper, you went out. I don't know if you know that. But so yeah, so Steph Curry, salute to that king.
can you
Um,
hear me?
we can hear you now. Go ahead. Go ahead, Upper, if you're
This is
talking.
now. Oh, I'm talking. Dang, I'm talking, best friend. Can you not hear me?
No, you're going in and out. I just said that.
And Dondrick, no, you're a hater, Dondrick. But no, what I'm saying is I hate the way that they changed the basketball game because now motherfuckers just shit, they can't hear me. Fuck. Hold on.
Okay, so salute to everyone. I don't want to get started until Upper finish up. Hey bruh, hey all things my right hand, salute King. Salute Dondrick. Hey bruh. Hey Akilo. Hey Brian, the king of the chat. The beautiful Miss Joette is in the building. The beautiful Queen Arena is in the building. Raina, salute to PGH. Go ahead, Upper.
All right, but like I was saying, I know I'm fucking with you too, Don. But what I'm saying is, I just hate the way the basketball game has changed because now, like even the All Star game, like people used to love the damn the All Star game. You feel what I'm saying? Now the All Star game, motherfuckers don't even play defense no more. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not competitive no more. And what I'm saying is the way the game has changed from Steph Curry, like everybody throwing these fucking threes, and like the game. The game of basketball will never be the same again. You know what I'm saying? Kids are not trying to do the shit that we used to grow up doing. Now everybody want to try to shoot from half court and all that shit right there. Like I done lost interest in watching basketball. Like I like college basketball. Like I watch the tournament time and shit because at least they still like playing. But oh yeah, Cash Crypto, they done made every sport soft. But like in the NBA, everybody's shooting from down the bleachers, from the logo. Like, come on, man. What happened when they used to lock in and put it down? And like a team like OKC, they shoot like he said, they shooting over 43s. Like Boston Celtics shooting 63s. Like these motherfuckers shooting all these damn threes, get all these rebounds. So you play a great game. And these motherfuckers is throwing threes, and you still can lose the damn game because the motherfucker got lucky. And another thing, Key, you watch basketball. What's with these motherfuckers getting 9 and 10 steps now? Like yeah. I used to remember, we used to have 3 steps, and on that third step, you better be in the air. I see these motherfuckers that do a hop, a skip, take 4 more steps, and all types of shit. Like this shit is so crazy, bro. The traveling is so crazy. Shout out to my man Terrell W. Like, man, I don't even know how to call basketball now because I remember we had 2.5 steps. I see niggas, they will do a step, they'll step back, go 3 more steps, spin, and I'm like, that's not a travel? Like, man, AI, he had the baddest crossover. The baddest crossover. They banned it because he crossed Jordan with that motherfucker. Now they doing that shit. This Key, the motherfucker start walking before they dribble the ball, Key. I watched the other night, the nigga took a right, a left, then dribbled the ball. Like, I know if we took a step before we dribble, that's called a walk. That's a travel. I be watching these motherfuckers that dribble the ball. They will pick up their dribble and dribble again. And I'm like, ain't that double dribble? Without nobody touching the ball. It's like, I don't even understand the rules of basketball no more, bro. Like, I don't understand the rules of basketball, Keith. Exactly. Bruh, I seen it when Giannis went from the 3-point line to a dunk, y'all. Key, he picked up his dribble at the 3-point line when he was playing against the Cavaliers. He picked up he picked up the ball from the 3-point line and made it all the way to a dunk. I said, bro, he took 8 damn steps. And they cheered it. I'm just like, what the fuck? But go ahead, best friend. Like I done went off into a rant, but I just can't judge in the NBA basketball no more. I don't know what it is no more.
Okay, so salute to everybody. Hey Malik, hey Kawhi, hey Lee. Also, I would like to give a special shout out and say rest in peace to Oliver Miller. Go ahead, Upper.
No, I said the Black Mamba. Kobe.
Okay. No, Go ahead, Upper.
I ain't said that. I just said Kobe.
No, to the big O, Oliver Miller, who just passed away 2 days ago. He was he was inducted into the Arkansas Razorbacks, and he played for the Phoenix Suns. So I want to say rest in peace to that king, and my condolences to his family. I also want to give out heartfelt prayer to the people that was on American Airlines yesterday in Denver, Colorado. The plane caught on fire, and the people had to leave out on the wing of the plane. Very
Damn.
scary situation. So my prayers and my thoughts are with those individuals. Oliver
Did
Miller's
they die?
no, they did. There was no casualties reported,
Okay,
and
okay.
also congratulations to Steph Curry. Did you want to say anything else, Upper?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dondre, rugby is a hell of a fucking sport. I've watched rugby the other day, and I'm gonna tell you right this key. I like rugby, but sometimes I be confused about that too because I be seeing them. They all be right there, and then they run with that big ass football. Then they hit each other. They pitch it. I'm trying to figure out like in rugby, like how does the downs go? And like I watch it, but I don't understand it. I see the motherfuckers be hitting, but I just don't understand how the points go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how the hell that shit go, but the shit be looking good. They be hitting without pads. They be hitting without pads, but I don't know how the downs go. I be seeing them niggas hug each other in a little huddle like that. I'm like, bro, what the hell going on? I just like to see some of the hits. I just like to see some of the hits. Shout out to my man KO Box 86 in the building. But you can get started, best friend. I'm just saying, I've seen some rugby. I seen one nigga get his colon clocked. I said, he bet he wish he had a helmet on that one.
Yeah. Okay. So shout out to Hey Picasso. Hey Mark and Marcus, darlings in the building. Salute King. No, I just let him talk. I'll be able to finish up once he stops. Salute to everybody that's coming through here. Hey KO, make sure you guys like, subscribe to his channel. So let's kick this off. We got a lot of boxing news to get to today. And let's kick this off with an injury update. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing Jaleel Hackett is injured, followed yesterday in a freak accident, which left him on crutches. So Jaleel Hackett is being added to my injury list for the year. So I'm praying that speedy recovery for Jaleel Hackett. The fight tomorrow, if you guys had already betted, they should have returned y'all money. That fight is officially canceled. Let me see. There was another fight. But anyways, so my thoughts are with Jaleel Hackett during this time. I know he's pissed off about that because he really wanted that get back. Now let's get that out the way. That was the housekeeping. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show because we got to jump right into it. Berlanga is pissed off, so much so that he has now went at Eddie Hearn for putting him on the undercard of tomorrow's fight that we're gonna pull up. Now, if you don't know, oh boy said Jaleel couldn't make weight and faked the injury. He was already at weight. I don't know what they talking about. No, he made weight. Jaleel he made weight. I heard he made weight, so I don't know. I'll do some more digging. But
shout out to Cam J Network and the OG Thomas Hill, my man, Mr. Miles. Salute to all y'all in the building, man.
Hey guys. So Berlanga is upset because Amo Williams is the main event for tomorrow's bout. And Berlanga feel as though because he just came off the fight with Canelo, that he should be the main event. He has called out, he has now called Eddie Hearn a trash promoter. How do we feel about this with Berlanga?
I'm sorry.
How do we feel about he is not.
It's funny, kid. I get those in because this nigga was acting like he was the last Puerto Rican. And if you seen the last Mohican, you catch what I'm saying. He acted like he was the last Puerto Rican, the best Puerto Rican that ever made it after he took a sucker punch on Canelo. how he was calling out Canelo, how he was the star, how he is the one, and you get behind you as the undercard of a nigga who got knocked out by Hamza Shiraz, another no-name person, and you on his undercard. How are you on the undercard after you just had a Canelo fight? You just had a Canelo payday in your next fight. You on the undercard of Patrice Volany and Ammo Williams. They're saying that Patrice Volany, who most hardcore, if you're not a hardcore boxer, you don't know who Patrice Volany is. But if you're over here, we did a special on Patrice Volany. He's a guy that takes a lot of shots. He don't put up a defense, and he got good punch. And we've had Ammo Williams, a man who ran out of ammo versus Hamza Shiraz. And his loss was better than your loss because they got you on the undercard. They said, Edgar, you're not shit. They're saying that these two people name sells more than Berlanga. Nigga, you can't even headline, nigga. What the fuck? Talking about you want Charlo, you want Jaime Munguia, you want Caleb Plant. You should have took the Caleb Plant fight, bitch.
Yeah, it's looking. Hey, frequent. Hey, Mr. Altruistic.
I know Uka body frequent. Luca, I know Lucas body frequent. The motherfucker that beat H2 Izzo. And I picked him.
Hey, Mr. Debs, we all know Eddie is a trash pro. Well, Berlanga is sounding off, so Berlanga is pissed off. Hey, Cam, he's pissed off right now, and be looking out for Berlanga to be a free agent after this. That's how much done he is with Eddie Hearn.
How many more fights do he owe Eddie?
I'm not sure.
Wasn't Berlanga with Top Rank first?
I think he started out with them. I don't know. I wasn't really following.
Oh, no. Oh, was Berlanga with Oscar? Who was Berlanga with before he went to motherfucking No, he was with Bob Arum. He was with Bob Arum and Bob Arum because he got him the Steve Rose fight and shit. And then he went over to Eddie Herbs. Nigga, you was worth more with Bob. He went to Eddie because Eddie promised him the Canelo fight. That's what it was.
Hey, J.A.
I wonder how many more fights he got with Eddie, because even if he wants to be through, you still got that contract, nigga.
I think this is the last one, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is
That's why he's on the undercard then. Eddie done used him, got that payday, got that 30% key. He got that 30% of... Hey, Key, he brought that nigga over here to get a Canelo fight so he can get 30% off that nigga. He ain't get that nigga no good fights, Key. He brought that nigga over here just to make him lose the Canelo, bro. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, dude, that's the best, man. Look,
that's a 30% payday.
So my thoughts are with Berlanga. He better get his head in the game because the person that he is fighting is a tough opponent. Hey, J.A., good to see you, King. Hey, Mr. Mileage, good to see you, King. To the beautiful queen, Barbara D., the queen of these YouTube boxing streets. Salute, queen. Hey, Marquis. Mr. Berlanga, you got to relax. Primo, you not that guy. Yeah, that's what they saying, Sony. Obviously.
Nah, I'm just saying, Eddie took that nigga Oki. He deflowered that nigga, bro.
Exactly. Oh,
Eddie was talking about he was gonna make him such a star. Remember, Eddie was talking good about him, Keith. Remember, Eddie was before the Canelo fight. Oh, he will beat Canelo. Like Eddie was talking crazy about. Now he got this nigga on the undercard.
Yeah, he is pissed off about it. I feel bad for Shakur. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna get into that as well. Eddie wants to earn money, not losing it. No puns. Absolutely. Speaking of,
I wonder what he's getting paid for this fight, then, Keith. Like, hold up, you're not even. This is not a big fight. This is not a big fight card. You on the undercard of this fight card, so he can't even be making $1 million for this fight, Keith. Because I know Patrice Volany and Ammo is not getting $1 million, so I know he's not the highest paid on this fucking card.
I'm not sure. That's the $1 million question. Well, he's pissed off, so maybe the money and the undercard is not right. You know, I'm not sure about that part. Also, but speaking of, go ahead, Upper. Okay. Also, speaking of um not being right, some people are saying that the Inoue and Ramon Cardina's fight that is scheduled till on May 4th, that is Top Rank biting off more than they can chew. Is this a huge gamble for Top Rank right now? Now, the tickets went on sale yesterday. I told you guys I'll be looking at these tickets. The cheapest price tickets right now is $256, with the lower bowl starting at $500 and and the floor seat starting at 1,400. And so people are like, okay, this is at the T-Mobile Arena. Can Inoue sell this out? Are we looking at a good gate scale? So
Fuck no.
the projected amount is 12 million in gates in a gate for this fight. Is Top Rank biting off more than they can chew with this Inoue fight? What's going on? I think that the Asians is gonna show up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I
You
think that the
know,
Asians and other cultures will show up to this fight.
you know something. At first, I was about to say, "Fuck no." Anyway, it's not gonna sell. That's what me saying as a true boxing fan. But then I sat there and say, shout out to my brother GM. Then I forgot that Monster anyway has the media. Like the media's always pushed the myth of Naoya Inoue. Now they get Naoya Inoue over here in America. I think that shit's gonna sell. I think it's gonna sell because a lot of people be talking about Inoue, but they never really got to see him in person. So I think the fact that people wasn't able to see him in person, I think that's gonna bring out some intrigue. And so I think he'll be able to sell. Do I think it'll sell out? No, I think he'll do about 8 mil. But I know California and LA, they got a huge.
Well, I will say that as far as these ticket sales go, I wonder what will be the comp tickets, media. Like, there's still some questions surrounding it. The total gate scale that they're trying to do is 12 million. There are about 14,000 tickets available right now. Again, if you're going to be now, another thing that I'm kind of curious about is this gate sale on a Sunday. Remember, Inoue is fighting on a Sunday, May 4th, after Canelo and after the Ryan Garcia fight in New York City. So I'm really interested to see how May 2nd through May 4th really works out, or May 3rd to May 2nd to May 4th really works out for all of these gentlemen. This is really interesting. I haven't seen so many jam-packed cards in a while with the type of names that, with the headliner boxers that are doing this in quite some time. So I'm curious, y'all. I'm curious. Put it in Chinatown. Thank you very much, Picasso. Thank you, Picasso. Lamont Roach versus Keyshawn, dope fight. If Tank doesn't take the rematch, it would be a duck, in my opinion. He took the rematch. The rematch is happening. I'm really interested to see if it sells. Does Asians in America love boxing? They would show up for theirs. I do know that. And Inoue has a huge following. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't overlook that. I believe that the Japanese crowd is going to come out. I believe that he's fighting Ramon Cardenas. Good name. So you got oh my God, it'll be Hispanic versus Asian. Yes, Hispanic versus Asian. The only thing I'm worried about is the Sunday. That's it. Because normally with fights on a Saturday, people fly in Thursday, Friday, get to the fight, they out by Monday. I mean, they out by Sunday night, Sunday afternoon. This one, with it being on a Sunday, that's the only thing I scratch my head at, because then that means some folks might have to take off from work and everything else. That's the only thing. I wonder if Top Rank, the reason why I said if it's a gamble is if they should have waited to the following Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Or is this Top Rank's way of being petty towards Riyadh card with Canelo versus William Skull? Or the Fatal Fist of Fury that's going on Friday. I guess I'm just trying to see it all, how this is all going to work out. Key, the ish is flopping. They need to lower the prices. Well, when y'all know when it comes to fights or any event of this magnitude, of these magnitudes with all these fights that's occurring, it's best to wait. You know what I'm saying? Because the tickets do get cheaper. We've seen that in several fights in the past, more recently. Or they open
Yeah,
up
that
more sections.
1400. That 1400.
You said what?
That 1400 for a floor seat kind of crazy though in the stadium though. I said
Yeah,
1400 for a floor seat in a stadium. That's kind of high.
yeah, yeah. But on the other hand,
That's like an
though,
Earl Spence price, and his shit wasn't even that high.
I mean, but that's why I said it's Top Rank taking a huge gamble. But on the other hand, shout out to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, because Boots versus Sandy Yonis, there's only a few hundred tickets left. So shout out to everybody in Jersey that is going to be at the Boardwalk Hall in Jersey. I've never been to Jersey. It's in Atlantic City. You guys are showing up and showing out for the Boots Ennis and Amanta Sandy Yonis fight. If you are going to be in the building on that date, April 12th, we got about 3-4 weeks left for this fight to occur. There's only a couple hundred tickets left. So
Damn,
shout out.
I didn't even know they announced the tickets going on sale. I didn't even know when they announced the tickets. Like, damn.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just heard about,
Eddie got on this quick. Eddie got on
I
that
was about to
quick.
say we just heard about the fight a couple weeks ago. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but shout out to New Jersey. They showing up and showing out for Boots.
Well, of course, they've been waiting on Boots to get a fight where he can then unify. First, he's unified, and plus, this is really his first title match, average. But that's crazy. Like, they just announced this fight like 2 weeks ago. Key, like, what the fuck? How big is this place that Boots is like? How much room is in this place that they fight in? Like, how many tickets? Like, what's the max seating? I mean.
Let me find that out for you, but it's a Boardwalk Hall. It looks like a stadium. Let me go ahead and get those numbers for you.
I'm just wondering if it's more than 10,000 people or something like that. I'm just not trying to knock nobody. I'm just trying to figure out what the attendance is. Salute to the OG, Rick Timms, and the beautiful Miss Barbara D.
Hey, hey, Rick. Hey, Terrell. Good to see you, King. So
Yeah, GM, those are take type prices for Inaway. And so hold on.
Yeah.
Inaway is signed the Top Rank, but he signed the 3-fight deal with his next 3 fights with Turkey. So this fight, huh?
No, he didn't. Who said that?
You remember Inaway signed that deal with Turkey?
No.
For the next 3 fights.
Go ahead. No. Turkey wanted Inoue.
I thought he signed that thing because they was talking about he sold his soul. I could have sworn.
No, they were trying to meet with Inoue Upper, but Inoue decided to stick with where he's at. So he's fighting in Vegas, and he's also fighting in Japan, Tokyo, Japan, in the fall.
Oh, I could have sworn Inouye signed that deal with Turkey. I remember Turkey posted him and everything.
Hey, Phenomenal.
Okay. Because I thought it was like a 3-year, $10 million deal he signed with Turkey. So I was wrong. Okay.
So
yeah, that's why. I'm glad she corrected me, Akello, because I could have sworn he was under Turkey's umbrella, like Canelo. But Dr. Key be having all the tea, so y'all know I just be out here. Y'all know my memory is the best.
Turkey won it anyway. Now, could he do it after his fall fight? Possibly. But no, from my understanding, that I think that deal fell through.
Who the fuck is he even fighting in America? Asking for $1,200 for a flow seat. Who is he fighting?
Ramon Cardenas.
Well, that might bring out the Spanish people.
That's what I said. I think it'll be Spanish versus Asian.
Yeah, that might Cardenas. He might bring out some people. He might.
I think the main attraction will be Inoue, and they're trying to see if You know what I'm saying? He's
Okay.
moon.
I
Um,
appreciate it, phenomenal.
that is going to be a. I think they're trying to get him to be that attraction. So, hey, let's see how this goes, y'all. I'm really excited for it. I'm very curious. Let me say to see how.
Are you talking about? Oh,
Yes,
go ahead. Are you talking about the Inaway fight, GM, or are you talking about the Boots fight with the 867 average ticket? How much does the T-Mobile hold, Key?
it depends on the event. So this one for anyway is holding 14,000.
Okay. So the T-Mobile, that's the basketball arena, right?
Yes, I would assume so.
I be getting it confused. Well, what's the football arena then? I be getting their ass confused. I be wondering which one's the football and basketball. So the Boots, no, ain't no Boost.
Okay, so he signed the deal with Turkey. Okay. I didn't hear that. I heard that this one is in America, the next one is going to be in Tokyo, Japan. And I don't think Turkey has anything to do with that. So I'll do some more digging. Um,
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cause I had thought Key, the one that broke it to us, I had thought she broke it phenomenal. Cause we was talking shit about him for that shit. Yeah, it was a 3-fight deal, but that's why I think he's fighting, and they putting that big ass price tag out there, Key. I think that's why they trying to damn do that shit in LA and put a damn. Nobody but Turkey gonna put up no goddamn shit for 1,200 for a fucking flow seat in the damn stadium. That's Turkey written all over. That's the fucking spear all over again.
it's a sponsorship contract. That's what
Yeah,
it's called.
so that means he got his fucking face all over everything, and he's trying to push everything.
Yeah, it's a
Another ambassador for Ryder, phenomenal. All these fucking ambassadors for fucking Ryder. Ryder's not even a fucking country.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a.
sorry.
Go ahead, Upper.
I said I'm sorry. I need to chill. I mean, I just tired of that motherfucker, dog. Go ahead, best friend.
It's a sponsorship contract. So I'm not sure how that interjects with Top Rank or with his Prime deal. That's the question. But I do know for a fact that his fight is going to be in America and Tokyo, in Tokyo, Japan. That I do know. So yeah, let's see how this goes. And those fighters that he was supposed to fight, he didn't even end up fighting them. So like I said, I'll keep doing some digging on it, but it doesn't sound like it's anything definitive.
Hey,
Now, yes,
hey, Key, what them girls call they sponsors?
I have no idea.
You don't know what girls on the street call they sponsors?
No, then don't they just call them sponsors?
Sugar daddies, damn it. He out here sugar daddy in these motherfuckers, dog.
Yeah, well, they trying to push them. They're trying to, Turkey, upper the boots fight, 10 capacity is 10,000. Okay, so
Oh, that's pretty.
Go ahead.
Damn, that's crazy, Key. 10,000 ain't a small venue though. But damn, there's only a couple hundred left. Shout out to Boots, man. Shit. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Key. Shout out.
yeah. So Boots is on his third sellout, back to back. Very proud of him, getting his name out there. So I'm very proud of him. But moving on. Speaking of, is it too much going on? Oscar De La Hoya has promised that he is going to cut the chase on Dana White. He put out a video yesterday talking about his clapback Thursday, in which he verbally assaulted Dana White, calling him all kind of names, and he referenced Dana White as the wife beater. So shots are officially fired with Dana White and Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar is definitely not happy about what is going on with Dana White in the TKO series. But I will say that Oscar looks good. He had his sweater unzipped, eyes was back zooted up. So Oscar is back to Oscar, and of course he was sitting in his private jet, all cream colors, sitting pretty. Okay, shout out
Did
to
not did not tell y'all that Oscar is back okay yesterday the other day, Key? Did I tell you he's gonna be back zooted and booted? Did I tell you Oscar is back in a good place now? When he realized that when that article that you read came out from the motherfucking the ABC, did not tell you Oscar had a smile like the Grinch on his face? Like, yeah, it's all good now. Oscar is back in the building. He is happy. And I said something the other day when I was sitting there talking about Joe Rogan. I was like, this old wife beating person. So shout out to Oscar who watches Dr. Key and Apex the God, because he took one of our talking points. He took the talking point when we talk about how Joe Rogan, he ain't doing nothing but beating on women. Oscar brought it up here. Oscar back ready, y'all. He's back ready. He had his cocaine white suit on the show. He's back.
Hi, J.A. Hey,
Oh,
90s.
wow.
Berlanga Miss Wade? Oh, come on, Berlanga. How you talking all this stuff and you didn't come? Was that on purpose?
Of course it was.
Oh, come on, Berlanga. Now you done already just cursed out Eddie.
You thought he was gonna make weight beat on the other court? That was a fuck you, Eddie.
And now he gotta pay the money. He's gonna have to pay a penalty.
Oh, damn. So now he gonna have to pay a percentage of his $10,000 now, because that's all he probably getting for this fight.
Oh, come on, Berlanga. I be trying for you. I really do. Good God Almighty.
She do, because I can't stand your punk ass. But keep me trying like this. You just making her look bad, you punk motherfucker.
How you miss weight? How you miss weight before you go at Eddie Hearn? Like, why would you do that? That looks so intentional. Speaking of intentional, Dana White has now Oscar Upper cussed him out after Dana White put out what his ambitions are for TKO. So what they're trying to do now, don't come for me, y'all. I'm sorry, but what Dana White is trying to incorporate is the UFC, the WWE, and boxing. So moving ahead, he would like to have a UFC, WWE, and boxing match on all one arena in the same ring. So it'll be like a spectacle fight. So 1 minute we're getting a fight, then the next minute is WWE, and then the next minute is boxing. How do we like this?
Oh, so they're gonna turn it into the fake shit that wrestling used to be, right? So it's gonna really be an entertainment sport, basically. They're gonna turn this shit into entertainment for real.
Yes.
That's what they're gonna do.
Yes. So
we're gonna have scripted boxing matches. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, they're already trying to incorporate that Upper with the Alcatraz fight. Remember in June, where KSI is supposed to be on that card. It was supposed to be T.O., but they said, hell no, we're gonna get KSI. So I just wanted to put that out there. We could be seeing in the foreseeable future boxing having UFC and WWE all in the same hour ran or 3 hours ran. So, you know, hey TM, I want to put that out there, okay? I get it. I thank Jake Paul. I don't think Jake didn't do all of this now. He ain't do all of this, but Dana probably saw that money that Jake Paul was making and was like, you know what? Let me throw UFC up in there too. I wouldn't be surprised. Lord have mercy. This is getting crazy.
UFC has been falling off, so you know he trying to revitalize the damn UFC, and wrestling ain't been at the top of his sport now. It's kind of smart when you think about it, because you're getting all the fans, like you're getting the wrestling fans, you're getting the UFC fans, and you're trying to get the boxing fans all under one roof. So if you do like a pay-per-view, then you got a chance to reach a whole broader audience, right? But if they make wrestling real and let motherfuckers really get thrown off the fucking top rope and motherfuckers really get the earth body drop for real, Key, then I don't think they would have a problem. What do you think, best friend?
I have a problem. No, these are three separate 3 separate fighting entities. The ABC came out the other day. I read y'all the report. They say they are not commissioning those as real fights. I stand with the ABC. Period. I stand with the Association of Boxing Commission. I stand with them. UFC, MMA. Matter of fact, it would make sense for the MMA and the UFC to do something with the WWE, not boxing.
Exactly. Now you're catching on. But their fans have been going down. And then you got people like Dondrick and them that like to watch the UFC too. So this would be great for Dondrick. He can watch it all at one spot. Shots fired.
It's called joint promotions, people. I get what it's called, but I don't see it being from a logistics standpoint, right? So what you will see which one is tuning in, how many, the amount of audience that's tuning in to which segment. So UFC goes on from 7 to 8 p.m. I don't know. I've never seen a UFC match. But let's say they can get 2 to 3 fighters in there. And then you look at how many people was watching that. Then you look at WWE. So you have whatever wrestlers. Is Mankind them still wrestling? Is my boy Triple H?
Man, he's 87 years old. You know he's not big fully wrestling no damn.
Is Triple H still out there? What about Kurt Angle? Where my boys at? They still wrestling?
Man, Hunter Hearst Helmsley's like 72.
Well, okay. Well, whatever wrestlers is popular right now.
B Street. The new wrestlers is B Street, Big Booty Judy, Loose Time Magoose, Fred Wanna Drop Dead, and then you got Tyrone Get It Known, and you got Hot Tua Annie. That's the new wrestlers.
Okay, so get Drew.
Oh, they said Triple H runs that shit now. Oh shit.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know you. I haven't watched wrestling since back then, so I'm like, okay, is my boy still there? What about Lita? Is Lita still wrestling?
Bam Bam Bigelow's. Okay, Cash Crypto, Junkyard Dog, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Jake the Snake Roberts, Radish and Rick Rudes. Let's bring them all back. Fuck it, Keith.
Well, look, all I'm saying is I don't know who the wrestlers are, but okay, you have them from like 8 to 9. You look at who's watching. You know what I'm saying? And then boxing from 9 to 10. Look at who's watching and see which one had the bigger audience. You see, like I don't know how they're gonna split that. I just don't know.
He said the new wrestlers got BBLs.
He said what?
The new wrestlers got BBLs.
They got BBLs, really?
The men too.
But that's a disservice, Desmond. Salute to Desmond. If WWE is the main event, because in my eyes, boxing is the main event over wrestling.
Exactly. Like it's the boxing, the wrestling, the UFC. Like Dana White, he has a vested interest in UFC. So he's gonna want the UFC to show more on TKO because he can still put his UFC shit on as well. And he can use TKO to promote his UFC and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So like Dana's always been like a little snake any fucking way. He's always had vested interests. And we see the video of him beating the shit out of his wife, like beat the dog shit out of her. Like,
okay, thank you.
I mean, he boxed that motherfucker up.
Thank you.
And y'all make sure y'all smack the Cash App and the PayPal. Support the grind, people. Support the grind. Man, he beat her ass, Key.
Thank you, Upper. Thank you so much for that visual. Desmond, he has no boxers on TKO. They're starting the boxing Grand Prix of over 100 fighters from around the world, mostly from like Ukraine, UK, of course, South America, and they're going to go through this this fighting Grand Prix basically. And whoever makes it up out of there for those weight classes, I guess will be implemented into the TKO. And all of those fighters are amateurs. So I guess they're looking to build them up, which from my understanding, Dana White has never built up any of his UFC fighters. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, y'all. I have no idea. But yeah. I liked Bret Hart. That was my boy too. I liked Randy Savage, Barbara D. Gold Dust. I hope it wasn't Gold Dust. Key still think the Iron Sheik. No, I know the Iron Sheik is retired, but I'm just like, okay, is like what happened to the Rock now? You know what I'm saying? Like that's who I like. Stone Cold, no, Stone Cold gone
The Rock
too.
in movies. The Rock is in movies right now.
I mean, I'm just, a girl could
He's
dream.
Red Force. He's Red Force One and shit.
Well, I will say this: one of my pastimes that I do when I'm working, I'll have a good W, like from the Attitude Era and the early 2000s, when you get to see Undertaker, Kane, The Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H in the ring fighting. I used to love how they used to bully Kurt Angle. Those were the days. Y'all don't know nothing about watching The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin lose and then having to go to school the next day pissed off. Like y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. It was I took wrestling personal back in the day. Booker T doesn't wrestle anymore. Okay. I thought The Rock just came.
Oh, Booker T. No, he's done.
What about Rikishi? I used to like Rikishi because I used to like when
He got a heart attack.
Oh, well, dang. Okay. Well, anyways, so that is TKO Dana White. All right. Be looking out for that as more details come out on what they're trying to do, put together. Of course, I will bring it all to y'all. Yeah, me too, Marcus. Up next, Upper. Now, Oscar threw his hat in the ring, right, with Dana White. Eddie Hearn is taking more of a soft approach with Dana White and Turkey. He doubled down in an interview about Turkey and Dana White partnership. And I think Eddie is being Upper, I don't know what's going on. So this is what he said. He said, I want to continue working with Turkey and I love to work with Dana White, but if not, don't worry about me. We're just fine. And if anyone wants to fight, we're up for that as well. What's going on with Eddie? Like Oscar came out guns blazing, and Eddie's kind of like, I don't like this Eddie Hearn, Upper. I feel like Eddie is is he scared maybe? I don't know.
Well, he already told the man he'll watch his balls, basically.
Oh, God.
I mean, he did, best friend. He told that man he'll watch his balls.
I mean, but
Yeah, he
do
told
you
that man.
think that Eddie, okay,
Once
is
you
Eddie
tell a man
feelings hurt?
you'll watch their balls, best friend. It ain't really much shit you can talk to him.
Okay, but do you think that Eddie Hearn's feelings are hurt though?
Fuck him. He done hurt plenty of feelings.
Okay. I think that Eddie feels left out. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is the second interview that he's done, and the way that he's soft shoeing around this topic. And
I think
Oscar
Eddie's
said,
too scared to say
Oscar coming
something. He
out
might get
with
his
the.
motherfucking. I think Eddie's scared to say something because he might get his motherfucking head cracked. That's what I fucking think. I think Eddie like shit. I can't say what I want to say. These motherfuckers been done whoop my motherfucking ass, crack my motherfucking
Hey,
ass forehead.
oh my God. Hey AJ. Hey Tay D. No, I think that Eddie, because Oscar gave the Tupac hit him up approach. Okay,
Hit him
first
up.
off. You feel me? But Eddie Hearn is kind of like is Eddie Hearn turning into J. Cole kind of? I don't know. I don't like these interviews that Eddie Hearn's been doing, y'all. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I gotta call it out. So y'all know Eddie Hearn is pretty much soft shoeing about this Turkey and Dana White partnership, whereas Oscar is on his Oscar mode. And I like this Oscar. Speaking of on Demon Time, Upper, Gabriel Rosado, the one who got beat up by Triple G, remember him? Gabe Rosado, Chat and Upper,
Yeah.
y'all remember him? Him and Devin had back and forth. It had a back and forth, and I think Devin kind of won the exchange. I ain't gonna lie. So Gabe Rosado was questioning Devin's chin, and Devin Haney said, well, I shouldn't, Devin Haney said, champ, well, I shouldn't call you that because you was never a champion. Your claim to fame was getting beat to a bloodbath with Triple G at 26. You couldn't hold my gym bags. I've won more titles and
Well, he
made
did.
50 times.
He gave Beck the Bully his first loss.
He said, "What I've made 50 times in what you've made in your career. Keep watching the new generation and quit hating. Bum a gatekeeper." He called Gabe Rosado a gatekeeper, but I can't because I think we called him that too. And then Gabe said, "I took my L's like a man and I've been robbed a few times. Never behaved like a little hoe and sued anyone after an ass whooping you took. That was a car wreck. You lost more." He said, "You lost more brain cells that night than most. You have no chin, son. Word to your mother." Boom. That last part I added because he said son, but okay.
Kill. He killed.
I mean, but he did Devin Haney to come back at him. He said, "You got 17 loss. And I want him to fight one of my fighters if he's interested." So Devin is kind of like trying to son Gabe Rosado, but Gabe Rosado said that what Devin went through was a train wreck and that he ain't never did no hoe-ish like sue somebody. Anybody got anything to say?
Exactly. That's facts though. He not lying. He's not lying. Like he's not lying, people. He did not do what Devin did. He did not call the Johnny Law on nobody. He didn't do that. So he got you on that one, Devin. You literally called the law, man. Like you called the law on the man. Like you literally called the law, Devin. Devin. You called the law, Devin. It's not even Devin. When you call the law, your name is Devin. Devin called the law, Key.
I know.
Devin called the law, Key. Devin called him. He called the damn law, Key. He called the law.
Hey, Slogan. Thank you, Upper. Thank you. Hey, Slogan. I mean, well, I thought it was a very interesting back and forth, but you know what they say, you got to back it up in the ring. So Devin has a test coming up. They calling him a world beater right now. With fighter Ramirez and Gabe Rosado. I don't know if we want to see Gabe return. Huh?
I said world beater my ass.
Well, let's see. Let's see, y'all. Let's see. I have faith in that. I think Devin is trying to come back and wreck some stuff.
And y'all hit the Cash App and the PayPal. Can I get a couple people to support the grind for the day? Support the grind for the day. Can we get somebody in the Cash App and the PayPal to support the motherfucking grind, people? Because Devin's a motherfucking world beater. So support the grind, people.
Thank you, Upper. Speaking of world beater.
Dick beat off.
Oh my God. Thank you, Upper. Speaking of world beater, George Kambosos, Upper. Are we believing this?
This nigga.
They're reporting that George Kambosos is a big attraction in Australia. His upcoming fight is it next week? Yes, it's next. Dang, the 22nd is next week. That's so crazy. Total gate and revenue will be close to 32 million that he's made in his past three events in Australia. But when this news came out, and I hate to do this, but I promised y'all I would, Upper. I told y'all that the person I was hearing, I told y'all this a week ago, that the person I was hearing, although Matias became Africa's mandatory, the person I was hearing being lined up for Africa was George Kambosos. And I can officially confirm that if Kambosos beat this opponent next week, we will get Africa versus George Kambosos. Do I gotta cook them?
I said this, right? I'll do it, best friend. I will get the burners going. I will start the roof for it, okay?
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Let me switch this device off and turn on the other one so y'all can hear me good.
Oh God, how does he keep getting shot? I don't know, because Eddie, they all do it.
Building. Shout out. I said I'm about to do it. I'm about to get the roof started now. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Salute, people. First off, Tay D, salute my brother. How you been? Tio ain't gonna fight the Barbosa winner because Tio is going up to welterweight his next fight, win or lose, TD. He's already announced that. That's number one. Number two, shout out for everybody that's in the building. Hit the like button if you can. And if you can, please donate to the PayPal or the Cash App. It will be truly appreciated. Now it's time for me to put my Chef Boyard Apex hat on. I've said this over and I said it over again. Even Southpaw used what I said when I say George Kambosos hasn't won a fight since he beat Teofimo. He got his ass whooped twice by Devin, 24 fucking rounds. Then he got 12 rounds of beating by motherfucking my nigga, Maxie Hughes. Maxie Hughes beat him 11-1, 10-2. So he got beat 24 rounds by Devin and another 10 rounds by Maxie Hughes. That's 34 rounds of getting pounded on. He was getting ground and pound. Then Loma beat him for like 9 rounds and stopped him. So George Kambosos has got his ass whooped for 42 consecutive rounds. 42 consecutive rounds of getting pound town. He's been getting pound town like Sexy Red for 42 rounds. And he still gets a fight. And it reminds me of a Gabe Rosado. Like a motherfucker that can take an ass whooping well keeps getting other fights. But then you get fighters like Spence or somebody that everybody see them get a loss and people don't want to see it no more. And this is the hypocrisy because when we see Massa get in there and get his ass whooped, well, he tried. They was giving George Kambosos props on Twitter for his resume. Say he has one of the best resumes at light heavyweight. They was clowning Tank, and this motherfucker even clowned Tank. Told Tank he was a coward and that his resume was 10 times better than Tank. And the fans, his punk ass fans, and these delusional ass fanboys, these inclusive ass people who give out participation trophies, the ones that will give a team that is 2-8 a trophy for football. When I play football, if you're not first, second, or third, you don't get no fucking trophy. And motherfuckers is having to make everybody play in the game. I knew the shit was bad when we have a football team and then they come by with the list and they telling us that some of us have to sit out the game because we have 12 players that haven't played a play in the game. They ain't played a play in the game because they suck. Back in my day, if you sucked, you didn't get in. But when my son didn't play now, and I was coaching, I had to put these boot-licking ass motherfuckers in there that was shit. Everybody wants their child to be good. Everybody wants their child to be great. But people can't understand, bitch, your child sucks. Sir, your child is not shit. What did you expect? You are not shit. And Kambosos is not shit. And his fans are not shit. And they keep pushing this non-shit on us. And it's crazy because the corporate media keeps pushing him out there. He has a face that's aesthetically pleasing to the masses because, hey, he got a miracle with Tio. He might make lightning strike again. No, it won't. You have a better chance of growing an 8-inch penis than that man beating another prominent fighter, bro. It's not going to fucking happen. No, it's not. This man has continued to get his ass whooped. He can't defend to the left. Maxie Hughes put on a masterclass clinic. Then they robbed the man for his belt, had him fight a unification match against Lomachenko, and tried to make it like it was a big-ass fight when this man came off of 3 straight losses, and him and Lomachenko are fighting for 2 fucking belts. And then a motherfucker have the nerve to say they're mad because Gary Antoine Russell lost 1 fight and then he's fighting for another fucking belt? Are you fucking serious, people? It was a person in this chat room that got mad because Antoine Russell got a chance to fight El Rayo for the championship belt because he lost to Puello. But they wasn't mad that this man sat there and robbed Maxie Hughes for his belt and got to fight for Lomachenko for 2 belts after losing 3 straight fights. After Lomachenko, him and Lomachenko was fighting for the IBF and the IBO belt. Both of them coming off losses. Loma had just got beat by Devin. They both was losers and they got to fight for the belt. How the fuck can two losers fight for a championship belt? What are they, the championships of being mediocre? Like, this shit is crazy, man. This shit is fucking crazy, but I'm gonna digress to my partner. I think she trying to put a little salt and Sasson Goyo on this shit.
Okay,
and salute to that dude named Dave.
Hey, Dave. Okay. Hey, I don't even know if I said hello to J.A. Dixon. I'm sorry if I didn't. And to the beautiful queen, DZ Sanchez. Here's my thing. I get it. I get why they gonna move because obviously
shout out DZ Sanchez too. Go ahead.
I read that number off for a reason because for some odd reason in Australia, Kambosos sells. Okay, he sells. But this is a good card that he has. He got Sky New. He got a couple people on his card next week. But here's what I don't understand. And this is why I said, like, y'all know I got Africa pound for pound on my pound for pound list. I mess with Africa. I think he's a great pure boxer. But I cannot go for this. Matias, you were Matias Mando last year. You avoided it. Matias just knocked out someone in an impressive fashion. He worked himself back up 2 fights. 2 to get back into position. And you are now calling out Kambosos Africa. You got to give me something. Like, you cannot fight Kambosos. Out of all the people, not Kambosos, fight Matias Africa. Why don't you want to fight Matias? Matias just won. He's your Mando. Kambosos has a fight coming up next week. Come on, bruh. Now, I'm hearing that Africa and Kambosos could potentially happen in the summertime, upper, probably in like July sometime. They're trying to make this fight. Africa, if you go to Australia, they are going to rob you, Africa. You need to fight him in America if you're going to fight him. But I think we
let him get robbed. Let him get robbed because he keep ducking Matias. That nigga scared, man. He keep ducking Matias.
He got to give me something.
Like, that nigga scared.
He made
shout out to my brother Animalistic Savant in the Cash App with the $2 holler. Appreciate you, King. And look, can I get 4 more people to support the grind for the day? Can I get 4 more to follow my man Animalistic Savant in the Cash App or the PayPal? And salute to my man Planet 6 motherfucking 19. And Tay D, exactly, Tay D. Africa basically admitted he didn't want to smoke with Matias. Yeah, he did. Because he had a chance to fight Matias for Matias' belt. And he didn't want it. And then as soon as Perro won, he was like, hey, Perro, now that we got that bully out the way, how about me and you mix it up? Now that we done got Matias out the way, we got him, boss. We got him out the way. Look, he acted like they did that shit together. Key, like, we got him, Perro. We got that nigga out the way. Now how about me and you dance? Like, nigga, it ain't no we. Nigga, I did that shit. You right, Dondre. You right. So yeah, I can't. He say a man who knows his limits is a smart man. I wouldn't want a concussion either. Well, I can't argue with that. Africa knows his limits. So can we really argue with that, Key? He never said that he'd beat Matias, and he's staying the fuck away from him. So, hey, can we honestly get mad at that, Key? He never said he could beat Matias. He never said he won't Matias, and he's staying the fuck away from him. Can we honestly be mad at that man for knowing his limits, Key?
Yes. Absolutely. Because I was clamoring for this fight. I was saying I knew the Tio fight wasn't going to go through because I knew Tio didn't want that smoke with Africa. So when those deals fell through, I knew why. Because if Tio ain't going to get in the ring with Brian Norman Jr., he dang for sure ain't finna get in the ring with Africa. I knew that wasn't happening.
So can we call him either Botswana or Somalia? What's his new name? We're going to call him We just not going to call him Africa now because he's not the whole country of Africa. We're going to call him Botswana. Or how about Botfly Llama? That's what I'm going to call him, Botfly Llama. Botfly Larva Botswana. That's his name.
I gotta. Hey, Banks, good to see you, King.
Hold on. I'm gonna let Dr. Key read that,
So,
Tasty.
so if he was ducking in a roundabout way, I'd be mad. But he isn't hiding the fact he don't want smoke with him. I don't want any fight where the fighter is scared.
True. That's true, Key. Key,
No,
Key, that is true.
precedence. No, this is setting a precedence. My boy, look, let me tell y'all something. I chose Matias to win last year against Perro. He got outboxed, okay? Did not have a good game plan. Everybody was writing Matias off except for us over here. And we were like, Matias finna destroy stuff. He came back and did just exactly that. Won them and got put back into position to get his belt. And Matias has been standing on business saying, I want my belt back. Has he not?
Yeah.
Has
But Key,
he not?
do you want to see a scared nigga fight though, Key?
No, yes. Because you knew what you were doing. No, he knew what he was doing. Africa knew he got that belt. He should have dropped it. or been reaching out for unifications. Do you okay? Look at this. Look at this. We got Gary Antoine Russell, Africa. Who else is Gary Antoine Russell, Africa? Alberto Puello and Teofimo. He can't get Teofimo. Okay, but there's 3 other champions. One just got crowned last week. Come on, Africa. Matter of fact, get in there with Andy Hirakawa. Why nobody wants to fight Andy Hirakawa? Why? Like, come on. I don't think Africa will fight Gary either. You know what? Well, damn it, it's time to get off. Look, Africa, you still my pat. You know, you still my boy. Think you one of the best skilled boxers in the game. But I need to see you in there with somebody. Come on, y'all. Other than out of all the people, George Kambosos. Come on. How can I spin this? And you guys know I'm a spin master. I can't spin that. Not George.
Why try to spend it? Let's just keep it real today.
Hey Judah, good to see you, King. Hey TM. Well, speaking of scary, another person, y'all, Upper, you ready for this?
Yeah.
This Eddie Hearn might be scared for Dimitri Bivol. Eddie Hearn has came out and did an interview again, speaking on the Benavidez and Bivol fight. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a long way to go. Now, last week I told you guys that the WBC and the IBF were basically kind of having a little match over Bivol to fulfill their Mando obligations. But the WBC, in my opinion, soft shoed with Bivol and said, well, if you don't want the trilogy with Beterbiev, and if this doesn't go through with the Benavidez fight, you can just drop the belt or you could fight the Mando. So they're giving Bivol all kind of options. Well, Eddie Hearn has taken that option, ladies and gentlemen. He said, and I quote, the Benavidez fight has never been closed. There's never been any conversation, but it's a great fight and we don't rule it out. He has given us 4 fights around the world, particularly in Saudi Arabia, and great opportunities. Whatever he says is next, we will do. If he wants to fight Benavidez, he'll fight him. My gut feeling is he'll want to make the Beterbiev trilogy. What we got to say is Bivol ducking that Benavidez smoke? Is Eddie Hearn them saying hecky no to Benavidez and Bivol, y'all? What's going on? No TM Pyro still.
Yeah, I heard what Turkey said. Turkey told that man, you better know which side your bread is buttered on. Turkey told that man, you better not make no fight unless I tell you to. So Eddie works for Turkey, so instead of him getting the biggest payday of his career versus Benavidez, they trying to force him to lay down his motherfucking belt so he don't have to fight. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do.
Well, it looks like that we will be getting a Bivol versus Beterbiev part 3 with nobody in the center. They're not going to fight other people. It looks like we could be getting that in the fall. Are we excited about this upper Bivol versus Beterbiev Part 3? Since Benavidez is being hung out dry, they just wasting his time at this moment. Should we do that? Should we get Benavidez? Do we want Benavidez Beterbiev versus Bivol Part 3? Are we looking for?
I'm tired. Actually, I'm tired of that fight. Actually, because like, I mean, it was good the first time. It was good again the second time, but like, it's like that fight ain't got like it's like I don't know what it is, Key. And I'll be honest, because it's two great fighters fighting each other. But it's just something about that Bivol and Beterbiev fight, like it's missing something. Like both times I watched that fight, it seemed like something was missing in that fight to me. Like it was like it's just something like it was like to be two great fighters in there. It just seemed like something was missing in that fight to me. Like something was missing. I can't really explain it, best friend, but it's like something was missing. Like the fight was missing like some extra pep or something. Like I don't know. But can I get a couple more people to support the grind for the day? It's Friday, it's Shabbat, it's the holy day. Can we get somebody else to support the grind for the day? You know what, Tay? Exactly. I think that fight lost some of its luster. Like, if this fight was about 3 or 4 years earlier, I think would have been the fight that I wanted. It's not, I don't know, man. Like, it's like it's not, I don't know, Key. It's just like, it ain't the fight I thought about it.
Well, it looks like that, but since Benavidez might end up fighting Bivol's mandatory for the IBF. They'll probably try to line something like that up. And it looks like we could be seeing Beterbiev and Bivol Part 3. They are officially starving Benavidez out in that division, in my opinion. It's been too much back and forth. It's been too crazy. And now all of us, and then when Turkey made that idle threat, that passive-aggressive threat, and now Eddie Hearn is coming back and pretty much solidifying what Turkey said, Benavidez is doing all this work for nothing, and I feel very bad. Planet says
all this because the face of boxing, the lion, the guy that puts on the fights that we want to see, is mad because the man don't want to fight on his bullshit ass card. Yeah, hey Tay, I'm glad you said that, right? The cards be good, but after I watch them, I don't get the feel. And you know something? I was trying to say that, right? Like every time I watch his cards, Key, it's like I don't get the feeling like I just watched some good competitive boxing, but it be good matches, but I just don't get the same feeling when I watch them cards. It's like I feel like something was manufactured. Like it's something in my mind that's not like that was a great boxing match. Like it's something missing off them cards, Key. I can't explain it, dog. Like I don't know. It's like it's a script or something. I don't know. That's a good question, J.A. Dixon. I want to see what Morrell is, you know. And J.A. Dixon say, I feel like the matchups are better than the fights. And I tried to rewatch the fights and I just can't. That's what I'm saying about all they card fights. Like, it's just like, it's like the soul is missing out the fights. If y'all understand what I'm saying, it's like the soul is missing from the boxing matches, dog.
Well, speaking of soul, has Hamza Sherez soul left him? After he went to a draw, which was a technical robbery for Carlos Adames, in my opinion, Sherez is officially moving up to 168. How do you feel about it? He's not going to run it back with Carlos Adames. He is set to campaign at super middleweight going forward. Frank Warren came out and said, I don't know how he did with the weight. He is just getting bigger and bigger. So they're blaming the fight that he had with Carlos Adames on his weight. I thought he broke his hand, which I did see in there. But officially, Sherez will be moving up to 168. Will this set up a Sherez versus Canelo fight in the future? How do we feel about this, y'all? One has no feet. Yeah, Picasso. He knows he lost that fight. Exactly, Marcus. I don't like it. I feel as though he should run it back with Carlos Adames, quite frankly. But I guess his weight is an issue. Maybe it's been hard for him to make weight upper. And now he's moving to super middleweight, and he finna get it in with the Canelo and boys. With Canelo
Who
and
is?
Sherez, you did not just hear what I just said. Sherez is officially going up to 168. Hamza
You know
Sherez.
why? Do you know why they're doing that?
Why?
Because you know Canelo's at the end of his rope, right? You really don't see what's going down, Key. You really don't see what's going on here.
Of course I do. They're trying to replace him.
They try to replace Canelo with Sherez. And what it was, Hamza Sherez got his ass beat by Adames. It's a lot of bullshit there, so he realized he can't take over that division. But one thing they're gonna have to realize, Olisny Iglesias is at 168. Lester Martinez is at 168. And you get in the ring with either one of them, Hamza Sherez, it's gonna be hams on some shit. And shout out to my brother.
I think David Morrell stops him.
Morrell's at 175 now. Shout out to my brother Dave in the Cash App with the $5 holler. I appreciate you, King. Look, I just need 2 more people. Can we get 2 more people to support the grind for the day before the sun go down? Can I get 2 more people to support the grind? And shout out to my brother Dave again for the support. Appreciate you, King. But yeah, like, if you really think about it, that's why Canelo went to the 168 division out of the 160 division with Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade and all the motherfuckers was there. He had Triple G, Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo. It was too many hitters at 160. Canelo was like, bro, I gotta get the fuck out of this division. He looked up at 168. He saw a whole title was full of 3 Caucasians. You had Callum Smith. You had Caleb Plant. You had Billy Joe Saunders. He was like, man, that's 3 Europeans. He said, this is a snack. He said, this is a fucking snack. He said, shit, I could beat a European bum. That's what he called them, European bums. And not all Europeans are white. We got some of them like the boy still trying to catch his breath from the old man beating his ass. What the fuck was his name again, Key?
O'Hara Davis.
Yeah, O'Hara Davis, his European bum ass still ain't caught his breath. But yeah, Canelo seen that Benavidez dropped his belt. He petitioned to get that belt first. Like, look, I don't need that motherfucker right there being champion, because if he's a champion, it is no way I can get undisputed. Oh, got him. We blocked him off. They done blocked. Mauricio Sulaiman done blocked David Benavidez off. Now, Canelo got to fight his sparring partner, Avery Vildrum, for David Benavidez's belt. And then he got to pick off 3 European bums. He got to pick off Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, and then he got to go undisputed against Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. LaMarcus Robinson. At the time when Canelo went up there, 168 was much sweeter than 160. Because he was not going to beat Boo Boo. He wasn't going to beat Jamal Charlo at them times right there. Because 160, Demetrius and Jamal was still doing their thing. That's why Canelo went to 168 and bulked up and fought them Europeans. And the best fight was Billy Joe Saunders, because I thought Billy Joe was that nigga. He had good defense, but Canelo overpowered him. And he overpowered Callum Smith. But, you know, he started eating them street tacos and shit, so they didn't have a chance over there anyway. DZ Sanchez. Yes, it was on Benavidez, but it was also on Mauricio Sulaiman and Canelo for Canelo not fighting his mandatory for 4 years. We're not going to act like that didn't happen, DZ. I know you love Canelo, but still, Canelo could have still fought. And DZ, why are you rocking for Canelo when he doesn't even rock the Mexican flag no more? If you Google Canelo DZ, he has a Saudi flag up right now. He took away his Mexican flag. He rocks the Saudi flag. Go to Google, DZ. Queen, go to Google and type in Canelo Alvarez. They took away his Mexican flag and they got an Arab immigrants flag up like he's from Saudi Arabia. I knew he wasn't Mexican. I seen him with that ginger hair and that pale skin. I knew he was from over there in Scotland.
Well, Sherez, I'm disappointed because I really wanted to see Sherez and Jenna back. I felt like that would have been an interesting fight. Even Sherez and Laura, I really wanted to see that fight, but unfortunately, by him moving up, I'm curious to see what Frank Warren does for his career at 168. And in my opinion, because you already got the boys in line, you got Christian and Billy, you got Diego Pacheco, you got Beck the Bully. If it ain't one of them, I don't want to hear it. You got Selecki up there. Who else is at 168? Hell, I want to see what he do with Bruno Saras, the one that upset Munguia. I want to see those type of looks. I want to see him against Jaime Munguia, because if Carlos Adames can take a foot back and rewind time and put on the performance that he put on a couple of weeks ago against Reddy Sherez, I am curious to see how he does with a Christian and Billy, a Diego Pacheco upper, a Lester Martinez. Like, before we get to talking Canelo, I got to see how he do with the rest of them. Hey, Al Booger. Benavidez gets upset at the mere mention of Benavidez because he know folks only ask because Canelo has always avoided fighting Benavidez. Yeah.
DZ, I'm being dead honest. I'm not joking, DZ. I'm gonna pull it up, DZ, because you think I'm bullshitting. We just did a show on here the other day, DZ, and I showed that David Benavidez's picture. That Canelo's picture. Key, what was Canelo's picture when I pulled it up the other day?
It was a Saudi Arabia flag.
Yeah, DZ, I don't bullshit about that like that, DZ.
Yeah, I get that, DZ, but I would like to see, because I see how Frank Warren them like to move their fighters ahead of the schedule. And what I'm saying is, I want to see him in there with them boys first before he get a shot at Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Diego Pacheco waiting. Christian and Billy been waiting for the past year. He became Canelo's WBA mandatory last year.
Olis Iglesias is his mandatory as well, and David Morrell was his WBA mandatory. He ducked Morrell. He ducked Morrell for 2 years. He ducked Benavidez, who was his WBC. Olis Iglesias is waiting for the shot, and Lester Martinez. So we're not gonna do that.
No, I got to see him up there with them boys. Because if, like I said, that Carlos Adames upper, that fight with them too showed me a lot about Sherez. And
it showed me that he's not as good as we think. He's not as good as we think.
But let's see. They're saying that it's the weight that Sherez was weight drained. They don't know how he was making that weight at 160. So let's see how he does at 168. I'm hearing that Sherez will be back at the end of the summer or fall for a 168 bout. Okay, so there y'all, yeah, TM, yeah, we pulled it up the other day. He is it's a Saudi flag. I'm like, dang, man. Dang, Canelo, what's going on? Boy, I couldn't spin that one. I could not spin that one. But we got some weight issues. So Edgar Berlanga came in for a over 1.6 pounds over, where his opponent Jonathan Ortiz came in at 167. So, but they did they renegotiated the contracted weight for this fight, so the fight is still on. And also, TJ Doheny, he's fighting Nick Ball tomorrow. He came in overweight, and they gave him an hour to lose 1 ounce. Dang, 1 ounce, is that petty? Woo,
he could have pissed that out. He could have pissed that shit out.
So Nick Ball came in at 125. TJ Doheny came in at 126.1. They said you got to lose that an ounce, upper.
All he had to do was take a piss.
They said he got an hour to lose it. This is for a featherweight champion? Oh, my God.
If he take a piss, you got to realize piss, that'll be an ounce. There y'all go. That is Google right there. And when you Google Canelo Alvarez's name, this picture that comes up, y'all. If you go to Google this is what comes up.
Canelo always got on a sickening label, whether it's Dolce & Gabbana or
It's always Dolce & Gabbana. Shit.
he always got on a sickening.
And
So
look,
yeah,
he always stay in them damn pajama pants. He stay in some Dolce & Gabbana pajamas. I be like, damn, I say he must be signed to Dolce & Gabbana because he stay in they shit. Yeah, I told y'all whenever you Google Planet 619, I told you if you Google Canelo, this is what pops up. And shout out to my man D Warren in the Cash App with the $5 holler, man. I just need one more person to support the grind for the day. Appreciate it. Just one more person to support the grind for the day. I would appreciate it.
And So those are the two weight issues. Edgar Berlanga's 1.6 over, and TJ Doheny is an ounce over. I'm like, they petty. Y'all could just, an ounce. Okay. Last up, before we get to the prediction card, Ryan Garcia's dad, Upper, said that Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis, is past his prime. He did an interview, and he stated that that Tank Davis' age is catching up to him, that his legs aren't what they used to be, and by him switching up trainers, that could be another factor. So is Tank Davis past his prime, ladies and gentlemen? Is that it for Tank? Is that all she wrote for Tank Davis? Now, as we all know, Tank is 30-0-1 draw. He is the 135 WBA champion. He has the rematch coming up with Lamont Roach soon. But some people are saying that Tank is done. He washed. This is not the first person that has came out and said that about Tank. It's a lot of trainers and promoters that's been saying that Tank is just not Tank anymore. Are people sleeping on it? Was just a fluke fight, or are because of these are trainers and they've been in the ring for so many years, they can tell, right?
Hold on, Key. There's no more La Raza. It's no more. Hey, Pachuco. Hey, no Ludwig. It's no more of that. And now it's hello, Canelo. Canelo Alvarez. He done switched over there from La Cucaracha to Canelo Alvarez. He done switched it up on y'all, man. He done went from the salsa to camel toe.
Thank you, Upper. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Now back to Tank. Is 30 old? Has age caught up with Tank, Upper?
Fuck no. He right in his damn prime. He right in his prime. You know, with that 33, that's when it start hitting it hard.
Oh my God. Speaking of age, guess who's returning? At 59 years old. My boy has not let up. Oliver McCall. Woo! Now,
shout out to my homie, man. But Oliver, man, I wish I still had your number so I could tell you to sit your ass down, bro.
Well, that is too late because Oliver McCall is fighting April 1st in a couple of weeks. He's fighting in Nashville, another fight in Tennessee. So if you are in Texas, Troubadour Theater at the Texas Troubadour Theater in Nashville, it's a 6-round Tank, what Ryan Garcia was referencing. I am happy about I'm happy that Tank is taking a rematch, and I think that a lot of people is going to be eating their words, and I think we're going to hear a lot of excuses once we see the Tank Davis that's about to come in the ring. So that's my stance on it. Upper, are you there? Because you kind of went radio silent on the Oliver McCall. Nobody cares about Oliver. Nobody. No. Can I get a 30? That's what they're saying. Mark is at 30 years old now. He's from Karna Asada, Turkey, Marsala. Thank you, Brian. JA said he needs to stop with all the nice guy, peaceful-ish, and be tank. Is who still crying? Dave. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to my boy Dave channel, man. Is who still crying, y'all? Y'all gotta be nice. Come on. It only means he's fighting over there. I would agree with you, DZ, but Canelo has fought overseas several times, and he's never done no stuff like this. He's always carried the Mexican flag proudly. So I'm not gonna lie, I got my eye on this ever since he came, did that deal with Turkey. I got my eye on this, which I see the play. Turkey, they're trying to make Canelo the first belt holder for the TKO with him versus Bud whenever that contract gets signed, because that's still not definitive as of yet. So I think that's the play there with Turkey, Canelo, and TKO. Where's what, DZ? Where's what? What happened, Queen? You mean the flag? It's on Google. When you type in Canelo, that's the first picture that pops up. Canelo was fighting in Saudi Arabia on Cinco de Mayo weekend, and he's also fighting in Saudi Arabia he's supposed to be fighting in America for independence, Mexican independence in September.
You lie to yourself, DZ. I'm not gonna let you lie to yourself. This is not the first time Canelo has did this, DZ. No, they done went to Google and took it down. His images and his rights belong to Turkey Al-Ashiki right now, and they have put up the Turkey immigrants flag. They done made Canelo an ambassador. He is now an ambassador over there. So he's not allowed to put his Mexican flag up right now. Go ahead and go read it, DZ. I mean, Queen, I'm just going to say you in denial right now. Canelo, that's why he's fighting over there for Mexican Independence Day. He's fighting for the Arabs' independence now. I'm just telling you, he's fighting for Arab independence now, DZ. No. You're delusional, Queen. You're delusional. Let's be truthful. Canelo is fighting for them now. He signed over his rights and his images right now to Turkey Al-Ashiki and TKO. We're not going to do that. Canelo is such a big brand. Why does he have to change his flag? No, when you go to Google, this is not him saying he's going to fight over there. When you Google Canelo Alvarez, this is his picture on Google, DZ. Understand how Google works. They took down him and his Mexican flag picture. This is his new Google picture. This is not his upcoming fight picture. This is his picture on Google. This is his Google updated photo. No, DZ, that means he sold his likeness. It don't mean he's no longer from Mexico. He's not representing Mexico no more. He's not representing Mexico or the Mexican people anymore. He sold his business, his likeness, and his representation to the Arab immigrants. That's why he's a now property of the United Arab Immigrants. And it's fucked up because I fucked with Canelo. While everybody was talking shit about him, I say that right there, Canelo, el jefe, caballero, mi hermano, now, bichi perro, la cucaracha. Yeah, sí. Yeah, sí. Y maricón, Canelo maricón. Sí. Yeah. He's a bullshitter.
Nobody cares about Oliver McCall, right, making his return, doing his third fight.
Canelo engañador.
So nobody cares about Oliver McCall.
No, I'm gonna go watch that. When you say the fight is?
April 1st, April Fool's Day.
You trying to trick us, T? You ain't tricking me, girl. You not tricking me with no
April Fool's. It's in Tennessee.
Oh, DZ must didn't know I speak a little Espanol. 2S, hablo Espanol. DZ, 2S, hablo Espanol. Más despacio, tú hablas español, sí. I was just fucking around when I was saying it the first time, DC.
I cannot believe that you guys don't care about Oliver McCall. That is so. He's 59 years old, you guys. Trying to be the oldest champion in boxing history, and this is how we treat him. Anyways, get to the cards, Upper. Whenever you upload them, let's get to the cards because you guys are being mean today. I am, because I mean, wow, he did 2 back-to-back fights. This is like his 3rd fight in like 4 months, y'all.
I'm just saying, Oliver McCall, he needs to sit his old ass down, but that's still my brother. When he was a world champion, I was sitting right there hitting the heavy bag, and he was right over there talking about, keep your head up, champ. So, you know, I can never disrespect Oliver McCall, man. I can never disrespect Oliver McCall. That's my people, man. But damn, he needs to sit his ass down. I'm going to go to that fight. You said it's in Nashville, Tennessee?
Yes.
I think that's like a 3-hour drive. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to talk to him. Oh, what you saying? Wow, about me speaking Spanish, DZ? Hell, I'm damn Haitian. What you expect?
No, upper fight cards for me.
Oh, damn.
Yes, Rain, I'm going to do that.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yes,
and I just need one more person to support the grind. Can we get one more person in the grind on the Cash App or the PayPal? One more.
And while Upper is doing that, I will say that the WBO could possibly be in negotiations to clear a path for Bud Crawford to be Canelo's mandatory, since we're on the Canelo talk, since nobody cares about Oliver McCall. So if this happens, if the WBO is willing to do this, Bud Crawford in the next few months will be Canelo Alvarez mandatory.
Best friend.
Yes.
I don't know why, but I've seen this black guy before.
Oh yeah, don't show his picture yet.
Oh nah, he ain't no 40-year-old boxer. DZ, he like 60. He a 60-year-old boxer. He was my stablemate. I trained under him basically, but he's still motherfucking. He's still trying to thug it. And Key's still cheering him on. Now, Key,
Yeah.
if my homeboy catches a brain bleed or some kind of geriatric shit, I'm blaming your ass because you keep hyping him up.
Because that's a wonderful thing, Upper. Like, he's showing us that.
So Key, is it a wonderful thing to watch an old man get beat on? Is it good to beat on elders?
Oh my God, he's putting himself in position. He wants to do it, Upper.
I don't give a Key. My dad is old as hell. He still want to chase after them young girls and trick off with the fiends and everything. But I tell him, Dad, no. But is it right to let him continue to do that? Because that's what he wants to do, Key? Huh?
No, it's not. Okay.
He keep asking me for some illegal stuff so he can go holler at these prostitutes. And I'd be like, Dad, no. But that's what he wants to do. Because he say ain't nobody else gonna help me get it off. And he asked me one time, he said, are you gonna get it off? Hell no, Dad, I ain't. Well, give me this so I can go get it. Okay, Pop, go ahead. Okay. And then can't argue with that right there.
My goodness. Thank you guys so much. If he wants to get in the ring and fight Upper, I will continue to talk about his fights. And you guys know I will have that fight card ready for Oliver McCall.
I'm posted. I mean, you know, I talk shit, but that's still my homie, bro. I can never take nothing away from him, man. You know, we had the same coach, same trainer. He showed me what not to do in boxing as well. And he showed me what can happen in life. You let bad things take you down. Because I watched him fall from grace, from the champion of the world to in the corner crying on some shit.
Well, speaking of crying, tomorrow is the fight card that Edgar Berlanga is intentionally crying over because he is not the
Who is that he's fighting?
Do you see how one of his eyes is gray? That is so cool to me. I'm like, what? He got
blonde eyelash.
His name is Jonathan Gonzalez Ortiz, who was 20
That's
and
a
0.
condition. You know, that's a condition. Like on his left side, you can see it in his beard and his eyelash. You know, that's a trauma where the eyes it don't have the pigmentation, so it comes in blonde.
Thank
My
you.
little cousin's like that. My little cousin, no, I'm saying my little cousin, his right side, his eyelashes, his eyebrow, his sideburns, even patches in his head got that shit. Like Rasheed Wallace had that white patch in his head. Like my cousin, he got that shit too. I forgot what it's called, but it's just it's a genetic deformity.
Looks like a birthmark.
Yeah, but it's his whole right side. Like he got patches of white. Well, I can't say patches of white. It's just without pigmentation.
Well, so tomorrow's card, the first 3 fights are good. I wanted to put Omari Jones. He is making his debut. Best wishes to Omari. He did really well in the Olympics over the summer, where a lot of people, including myself, feel as though he was robbed from making the gold medal. But Jermaine Ortiz, y'all. Let's start with Jermaine Ortiz. Now we know
Salute
Jermaine
to my
Ortiz.
brother Hector. Salute to my brother Hector Solis in the building. Salute
Hey,
to
Hector.
the VPN. That's the VPN general right there. And Hector, make sure you subscribe. I mean, make sure you get on the Discord as well, bro. We be in that motherfucker having fun, bro. And I still need one more person in the chat to support the PayPal, and we get our goal for the day on this day right here. One more person to support the grind.
So this fight is occurring in Orlando, Florida. Shout out to our Floridians out there. Jermaine Ortiz, who is 18 and 2 and 1, he hasn't fought since the the Christian Mino fight back in November of 2024, where he knocked him out in 4 rounds. But everybody knows about the TO fight.
Ortiz got a knockout?
Yes, he got a knockout back in November.
Oh,
now
okay.
he is fighting Yomar Alamo, who is 22, 3 and 1 with 13 KOs. Yomar is coming off the fight loss against Tiger Johnson back in September,
Yes,
where
sir.
a lot of people was criticizing Tiger Johnson, saying he didn't really look himself. So what do we have for this? Jermaine Ortiz versus Yomar Alamo, hailing from Puerto Rico. How do we
Woods, y'all.
How do we do you think Anyway is selling out Las Vegas? Espinoza is the co-event. I don't think it's gonna do 12 million. I think it'll do.
Is she talking about Espinoza that fought Robisi?
Yes, Espinoza. Yes, he will be on that.
Who's he fighting? Damn, I wonder who he fighting.
Hold on, I'm gonna get you his name. I got it.
That's gonna be a pretty good card then. Shit.
He is fighting. He is fighting Edward Vasquez.
Oh, I thought he might have been fighting Bruce Carrington or somebody. If anybody in the chat got the Discord, drop the link in the chat, please, y'all. If you got the link, the Discord link, drop it in the chat, please.
Okay, so Upward. Jermaine Ortiz versus Yomar. Who we got?
I'm gonna go with Jermaine Ortiz. Hold on, what weight they fighting at?
This is a 140 bout.
Oh, okay. Jermaine Ortiz should win it.
At 139.
I'm gonna take Jermaine Ortiz.
I'm gonna take Jermaine Ortiz too. Excuse me. Jermaine Ortiz came in at 140. Yomar came in at 139 and a half. On to the next. The other one on this card is Edgar Berlanga. 22.
The second fight.
The second fight. It's Edgar Berlanga. 22 and 1, 17 KOs from he's from Brooklyn, but he came to the presser with his Puerto Rican flag. Jonathan Gonzalez is 20 and 0.
Man, Tio said that Edgar Berlanga is just like him, that they stole their birth certificates. They don't know where they're from.
Oh my God, Upper. Well, Jonathan Ortiz is 20 and 0 with 16 KOs. He's coming off of good wins. His last few fights where they were knockouts. Now, these people that he knocked out, now look, Upper. One of the persons were 5 and 23. The other one was 14 and 5. I don't know where they found him, but he knocked him out, rightfully so. Okay. But get this. He went to a split decision with someone that was 32-5. Okay. He hasn't fought from 2014 to 2024. He was out of the ring for 10 years, upper 10 years. Okay.
You talking Eric Berlanga's opponent?
Yes, this is Berlanga's opponent.
He's about to get knocked the fuck out.
Okay.
We see what happened when Sugar Ray Leonard took 5 years off. And Sugar Ray was a goat. This dude is not. This dude must have just got out of jail or he broke his shit. One or the other.
Well, he did return in 2024 and had 2 back-to-back, wins, KOs. His opponent was 5-23. So, maybe who do y'all got? Berlanga or Ortiz? Damn it, which one?
Berlanga's gonna destroy this dude, man.
I think this might be a little test. I got Berlanga winning, but I think this gonna be a good fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. Next up, this is the fight I've been waiting for right here. This is my fight. Amo Williams, aka Austin Williams, coming off where he knocked out Garrido, but he got knocked out himself against the Shiraz. He put up all that he could against Hamza Shiraz. Amo Williams is 17-1 with 12 KOs. Patrice Volney, all right, this is a good fight out of Canada. 19-1 with 13 KOs. Patrice Volney is on a knockout spree. His only loss is to that guy, what's his name? Falco, which was back in it was a few years ago. It's nothing recent. But he's been putting on the clinic up. Who you got? This is a good fight right here. This is a very good fight. This is a 12-round fight. Amo versus Patrice. What's up? Well, I got. Could this be the upset fight right here? Could this be the upset? Key?
What?
Patrice versus Amo Williams. I'm trying to think who I got with this fight.
I wonder who is the favorite.
You the betting man.
They both, it look like it's 50-50. Like Amo, I probably would still go with Patrice Volney though. Like, remember I went with him that one time I showed y'all his video of he has no defense, but all he does is action. Patrice Volney, he don't know how to guard, but he will stand there and take your ass whooping to keep fighting. I would take him. Like Amo, I don't know. I've seen Amo got rocked. His chin might be suspect right now. It might be. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
it might be. I don't know. But still, I need one more person to support the grind for the day, and we're good. One more person, either Cash App or PayPal for the day. But yeah, I would go with Patrice Volney. But it's a rough decision right here, boy. It's serious.
Well, Austin Williams is the favorite. He's slightly. He's a -186, where Patrice is a +144.
I might go with that little +144.
I might too. I think this might be the. I want Amos to win because I like Amo Williams. But upset ticket. I got Patrice. I think Patrice could. Pull this off. But next card, upper.
Card.
This one, the UK card. I like this card right here. This is all dog fight. Like this is straight come forward fighters on this card right here.
This mix of fighters right here look like a straight up ad for safe sex right here.
Right.
This ad right here is please wear a condom.
Exactly. Please do, because this one right here, they go coming everywhere, coming forward. First up is Hadir. Now Hadir is the one, Herrera, who is from the Cuban School of Boxing. He's 16-0 with 14 KOs. He's the one that's calling out Shakur Stevenson right now, upper. He wants Shakur Stevenson smoke. He is fighting Jose Enriquez, who is from Mexico. He is 21-3 with 8 KO. You only got 8 KOs. You going against him? Now Upper, get this. First, his last few fights were against people that were 5-2, 4-5, and 12-3. Hadir Herrera, he's looking up to be next up. Now he knocked out someone that was 31-5, 11-1, and 8-0, 10-7. He got a pretty decent, solid, you know what I'm saying? Little resume that's going with the 16-0. Who you got? Stoppage? I think Herrera. I think Hadir gets the stoppage in this one against Jose Enriquez. I don't know if Upper's there, but yeah, I got Hadir. I think Hadir, he's serious. Hopefully he doesn't suffer from the curse where he doesn't look good. He might get dropped. And that Shakur smoke is out the window because he is calling on Shakur for his next fight. He wants Shakur Stevenson. So I think I'm going to ride with Hadir, Cuban style. He had on a Scully too, y'all, doing an interview. He had a Scully on. I'm like, let me find out. Okay. He a thug. I like it. I like it. You feel me? So I think I got Hadir stopping Jose Marquez Enriquez. Excuse me. Next up, Upper, did you want to say anything about this fight?
Don't have. Hey, this is what happens when you drink too many alcohol beverages.
Oh my God. Thank you, Upper.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next up is Andrew Kane versus Charlie Edwards. Andrew Kane is 13-1 with Charlie Edwards being 20-1. This is a bantamweight fight. I put this on there, but do y'all care? That's the question.
No, we really don't.
Okay, next up, this is the fight I care about. Nick Ball. Woo! Nick Ball is 21-0 with 1 draw. He is coming off the fight with Ronnie Rios, where he knocked him out in the 10th round. After that, he fought Raymond Ford. TJ Doheny is 26-5. TJ got beat up by Anyway. You feel me? That should say enough. Last year, back in September, TJ Doheny came in an ounce overweight, and they are making him lose that ounce. Who we got for that? Nick Ball or TJ Doheny for the winner?
I'm going TJ Doheny for the upset.
What? You're such a hater.
No, I'm actually gonna put him on my upset ticket.
Yeah, I think I am too. I think
I don't think Nick Ball is that good of a fighter. I've been said that.
Upper, you're just such a hater. Us short people got to stick together. I gotta stick with my short fighters.
I know, that's why I'm going against
y'all are some haters.
Okay, but I really think Nick Ball's not that good. TJ Doheny, he's been in there with a lot of people. And like I like to say, you know, iron sharpens iron. And TJ has been in there with some iron. And as long as he can keep his wits about him, I don't think Ball got enough to stop him. And I feel like he can outbox Ball. Plus, he got the reach over him. That's a given. He can outbox the man. Ball got to close that distance, and he's not Tank Davis. So he might have a little problem doing that, in my opinion.
Well, I'm riding with Nick Ball, man. I'm riding with Nick Ball. Upset card, I do have Patrice and TJ Doheny. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is good. But that's all I got as far as boxing go. Upper, could you give me 40 seconds, please?
Yeah, I'm about to tell you, give me like 1 minute real quick. Give me 1 minute real quick so I can switch something off real quick. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, until then, when Upper comes back, I will continue talking. Well, I know these cards this weekend is not really jam-packed. We were kind of spoiled the past few weekends from all these action-packed fights and everything. But I'm excited because at least we get to talk about something on Monday before the 22nd. And then I don't even know. I know we got a few cards. I know we got a great Pro Box card coming up in April and everything. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that. They look like create a character on a wrestling game. Thank you, Hector. Y'all look like Miz from WWE. Thank you, Raina. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are so mean. I'd say it take a lot for me to put these things together, and y'all just gonna crap on them. I got y'all. Cool. I got y'all. Don't even trip. But other than that, we have a couple cards coming up for the cards that's coming up tomorrow. At least we can talk about them, see who's going to be,
Okay,
what I'm
best
saying,
I'm ready
implemented
for
into
you.
the divisions. Huh?
I said, now what you say you need to do?
I just need 40 seconds, and if you could put up my true crime card.
Okay. But shout out to everybody for coming through, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I still need one more person to support the grind for the day. And if y'all do, can we get the one more person to support the grind before we head off until we go into Nightmare Kill 'em all land? That's what we go into, Nightmare Kill 'em all land. But I still need one more person to support the motherfucking grind. And oh yeah, shout out to my brother Alan Sostain yesterday that came through with the $5 hot in the Cash App yesterday. My brother Alan Sostain, he came through. He always come through. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that do look out for the channel. Let me go get the hey Hector, as soon as she come back on, I'm gonna step down and go grab the link for you because I can't leave the screen right now. But as soon as Key come back and start, I'm gonna put the link up for you. And yeah, I got you, brother. And anybody else that ain't part of the Discord, we be having fun, and I'm gonna put the link up for y'all, man. But yeah, I still need one more person to support the grind for the day. It's Friday. Shout out to the beautiful Miss Marshawn West. How you been, Miss Marshawn? You're late. You're late. But Dr. Key is about to start her murder mysteries. So y'all know how that be. I'm about to sit back, roll up, and listen to it. But yeah, one more person to support the grind, and we good. Or not. Dr. Key getting her instruments together. And if y'all not part of the oh, there go right there, Hector. Oh damn, appreciate you, Hector. There go the Discord right there, Hector. There go the Discord. My brother, Mr. Altruistic, dropped the Discord right there. And shout out to my brother Hector Solis on the Cash App, bro. Appreciate you for supporting the grind, brother. Appreciate you, Hector Solis, for supporting the grind. We got our thing for the day. Dr. Key, you back yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
I've been waiting on you. I've been sitting there talking crazy. All right. Shout out to everybody. Y'all know it's murder mystery time. And there go to Discord. If you're not part of that Discord, man, you're missing out. Cause we be tripping over there. Tell them, Key, we be over there fucking tripping. But
y'all are too much.
Peace and blessings, and I'm out.
So boxing is done, y'all. Boxing is done. Talk. So almost every Friday, I try to bring you guys a true crime story that may pique some of y'all interest, because true crime definitely piques my interest. And this story today is no different. Now, I want to make this disclaimer real quick because I know that, especially living in America, a lot of people hold their religious beliefs to their chest. They don't play about it, okay? And rightfully so. That's, you know what I'm saying, up to you guys to do. But I will be talking about religious sectors. And I don't want you guys to feel as though I am demeaning this religious fraction, that I am stereotyping or generalizing or anything like that. I'm putting you guys in the mindset of what this man and his family did. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, the story involves a lot of assault from children to adults. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Viewer discretion is definitely advised. Now, when we talk about family, go ahead.
Shout out to the beautiful Miss Marshawn West that came through with the Cash App, the $10 holler, and my guy EB Sweat a Lot that just came through with the $2 holler on the Cash App. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed day. Today is the Most High's special day. And let's listen to this killing. Then we're gonna get to praying after that. And Miss Marshawn, you need, and that dude named Dave, y'all need to join our Discord. It's in the chat. Y'all missing out. But I'm out again.
Okay, so when I first heard about this story, this occurred about 20 years ago. When I first heard about this story, no, I don't. I just want to make sure that everybody is comfortable. I felt like this was a lie. There's a lot of twists and turns in the story, so I need y'all to hang in there with me. But when we normally hear about cult leaders, we hear about David Burke, we hear about the Jonestown massacre. We hear about all of those cult leaders that, Charles Manson, all of those people. And the majority of them are always, mostly white males. But what if I told y'all that we had one also in California that was a black male, and he also had a cult in which he initiated his family? One thing I want y'all to understand is that when it comes to cult leaders, it crosses color lines, it crosses boundaries, socioeconomic status. It does not matter. If you have someone that has the gift of gab, that can interpret things for their own interpretation, and have a congregation, an audience to listen to them, I would tell you that will make you one of the most powerful people to walk this earth, because not a lot of people can do that. All right. But this man was able to, and he was able to pretty much indoctrinate his own wives and children. All right. Into what he saw fit. And what will ensue is the most horrific mass murder in Fresno, California history. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of Marcus Wesson, aka the Wesson cult murders. All right. So y'all already know, if you're going to roll up, roll up. If you're going to pour you something. Going to warm you up some food, go ahead and eat, and allow me to paint this picture with words. So Marcus Wesson, just like a lot of the serial killers I cover, Marcus Wesson was born August 22nd, 1946 in Kansas. Okay. Now, the thing is, Marcus was the oldest of four. Okay. He was the oldest, and he had a mother and a father. Now, when we hear this, I know people are like, okay, he got a 2-parent household. What happened? What could go wrong? I'm here to tell you everything went wrong. Now, Marcus' mother is what you call a religious fanatic, okay? Marcus' mother, hey, oh my God. Marcus' mother, y'all stop. Marcus' mother, her name was Carrie. Now, Carrie was a religious fanatic. She followed the Seventh-day Adventists. The Seventh-day Adventists was started probably in like the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. Now, some people hail the Seventh-day Adventists as a cult within themselves. It's an offshoot of Christianity. I'm not saying that. But the things that the gospel and the text that Carrie read while attending this church, she brought it back home. But see, in my opinion, what people do is they read things, especially religious texts or scriptures, and they internalize it and interpret it differently than what's on the text. That's why I said we can't really blame. She was just a fanatic, okay? So her teachings with her 4 children, with Marcus being the oldest, was very different than what was preached in the Bible. So for instance, she, it was military time in their family. They were, they had to make up their beds. They had to, fold their clothes and everything else. Now, I know what you're thinking. That doesn't sound, too sacrilegious, Key. Like what was crazy? Well, the thing is what happens if you did not perform it. You see, Carrie was known for beating her children. She would go out and get switches off the tree. She would beat her kids with extension cords, ironing boards. Ironing the irons, all kind of things. Whatever she can get her hands on, she would beat them for not performing their chores. She also made her children have Bible study every day. And if you spoke out of turn during Bible study, if you coughed during Bible study, she would beat you. She would pop you. Okay. And so that's what Marcus had to rely on for a maternal figure. Now, I said that he had both parents in the household. Well, his father, Benjamin, was no freaking better. You see, um, Benjamin was the total opposite of Carrie. Carrie, very strict, religious fanatic, whereas Benjamin was a drunk. He was known as the neighborhood alcoholic. Benjamin would be seen at the local bars getting wasted. Do you hear me? He never kept a job, but he always kept money in his pockets for his drink. Now, he was able to get money from Carrie because she worked as a nurse. Yes, can you imagine a nurse and a religious fanatic? Like, good God Almighty. But that's what happened. So he would verbally harass, and physically abuse Carrie for money. It would be so bad when he would come home. It was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The children didn't know which personality was coming in. And when he came in drunk and wanting some money to go back to the bar, he would physically and verbally harassed Carrie until she gave it to him. Now, when he would be out at the bars, he was a mean drunk. Benjamin had gotten into several altercations. He would basically put up his hands and say, "Let's fight." You feel me? And would be banging. Do y'all hear me? I'm talking about at the pub, hands up, what's up, fighting. Okay? Just fighting everybody to the point where they knew who his wife and family was because of the amount of times that Carrie would have to drive to go to the bars to pick him up after being kicked out. Okay. So they would just call Carrie when Benjamin gets the Benjamin, when he get the getting on his stuff, and be like, "Yo, come get your husband." And Carrie will come on and go and get him. You feel me? Now, one thing that was apparent, well, it wasn't apparent at this time with them, but will become later on as we get into the story, was that Benjamin was fighting something. And in my humble opinion, Benjamin was fighting homosexuality, and we're going to get into that. So it was not reported that he was abusing his children, Marcus and his siblings, but we know that he was physically abusing them as far as hitting on them and everything else. Well, one night, when Marcus was probably like around 9 or 10 years old, a phone call came in. Now, remember, it's late at night, so they already pretty much knew, oh God, Dad is at it again. And when they answered the phone, the bartender let them know that, "Yo, y'all daddy messed up." So they're thinking that he got beat up again or was passed out drunk somewhere, until a few moments later a car pulled up and Marcus watched out the window as a man was carrying Benjamin, his father, into the house. And when they opened the door, they saw that Benjamin was covered in blood. All right, so they laid him on the couch, and of course Carrie, being the nurse, began to nurse him back to health. Well, what had happened was Benjamin went to the bar and cut up at somebody that was not going to take his stuff, and they pulled out a switchblade and cut that man up from his neck to his chest. I mean, it is a miracle that Benjamin survived that attack. But do you think that stopped Benjamin? Do y'all think that stopped Benjamin? Now, normally all it takes for us is to have one brush with death or with the law, okay? Before, we drunk or something and we be like, "You know what? We gonna chill out." You feel me? Not Benjamin. He got better and went back down to that bar and fought dude ass again. He fought him again. No, Dave, look. He fought him again, okay? This time, Carrie is alleged, the wife, that she couldn't take it anymore because Benjamin had held such a bad, he made the family look bad, basically, okay? And Carrie was just over it. So what Carrie decided to do was move her and her family to San Jose, California. All right. They just picked up and left. Now, you would think by being in a different location, this will help Benjamin. Now, as this is going on, and remember when they was living in Kansas, Marcus, this is it's about them. It's about Marcus. The story's about Marcus. I'm just giving y'all the family background. Marcus was still a timid and shy young boy. Marcus also had a stutter. Okay, he was a stuttering Stanley, is what that mean kids used to call the kids that stuttered. Okay, and so he would not he didn't have a lot of friends. So with this transition of him moving from Kansas all the way to California, damn near across the country, you would think that he would have some issues, but that did not happen. You see, Benjamin would go back out into the streets while he was living in San Jose and find a bar that he could harass, while Marcus excelled, y'all. Like Marcus, I mean, just excelled. That shy, timid young boy with the stutter was gone. His speech became better. He even became a track star while he was in high school. He began to make a lot of friends, but his mother teachings did not stop just because they moved to San Jose. She still began to instill her indoctrination of the Seventh-day Adventist religion. And so this time, although Marcus was able to make friends, you still had to go to Bible study. In the house, you still had to clean up and do your chores. You could not speak out of turn. She was very, very strict in that way. But the thing is that out of all the children, the person that adopted her practices the most was Marcus. Marcus felt like, you know what? We do need order and structure and strict guidelines in the household. You feel me? We need all of that, right? So Marcus went from, being afraid of his mother and father and wanting to fall in line and just please them, to now he's making sure that the other siblings are falling in line with what the mother is teaching them. But at the same time, as he's growing older now, as a teenage boy, he's starting to develop his own concept of religion and how things should be ran. Okay, so this is where we first start to see Marcus begin to structure his own way of life, what he felt like, how everything should be ran. All right. So as Marcus excelled in school, crazy, right? As he began to excel and continue to excel in school, Benjamin, the father, would be in and out. Okay, sometimes he'll be gone for days. Marcus decided to take the mantle and become like the man of the household at only about 16, 17 years of age. And while he was doing that, he became best friends with a boy named Gregory. Now, it is described that Marcus and Gregory were like inseparable. They were best friends. They always chilled together. You know what I'm saying? Be at the mall, you feel me, outside riding bikes, like they was cool. Well, as you begin to evolve in your relationship, of course, it's going to come that question: Mom, can Marcus sleep over? Mom, can Gregory sleep over? And their parents would say yes. Well, after a certain period of time of when Gregory would sleep over at Marcus' house on the weekends, one day Benjamin came home. Now, Benjamin is flat out drunk. Like I told y'all, he is the neighborhood drunk now in San Jose, California. And he watches this young boy named Gregory come into his home with his son Marcus. And for some odd reason, that was just an itch he had to scratch. So when everybody went to sleep, okay, including Marcus, Gregory, is not said if Gregory was up, like, going into the kitchen or using the bathroom. What we do know is that Gregory was cornered in a secluded room by Benjamin, Marcus's dad. And he began to verbally harass Gregory to perform sexual acts on him. And Gregory was saying no, trying to get away. Well, then Benjamin took out the money that Carrie, of course, gives him and began to throw the money, tell him, like, I'll give you this amount of money, and lets him know that you're not leaving this place until this happens. So Gregory, scared for his life, said, okay. And there, is reported that Benjamin performed an oral act on Gregory. Now, afterwards, Gregory would, be a little standoffish towards Marcus. He slowed up with going over the house, that's for sure. But as him and Marcus' relationship began to develop even more, he started to realize that Benjamin doesn't really be there. So he would still go back over to Gregory house on the days where he knew that Benjamin was out in the clubs, at the streets, passed out somewhere. Okay. Well, one day he mistimed it, and Benjamin came home very, very late. And Marcus, of course, was in a room, and Benjamin began to force himself on top of Gregory and began to try to, take it from him. Well, Gregory was able to fight his way through this time and basically stand up to Benjamin and fought a drunken Benjamin. This kid is only like 15 years old, and he's fighting for his life with a grown man. And he was able to get free. Now, there's two different reports. Some reports say that he ran out the door. Others say that he jumped out the window. But what we do know is that thankfully Gregory was able to get away, and he was never touched on after that roughing up that he gave Benjamin, that Benjamin never tried it with him again. And it is said that Gregory never spent the night over there. Okay. Now, there was no reports filed or anything. Benjamin was not in trouble. Well, unbeknownst to Marcus, he doesn't know why his friend, again, is being off-putting towards him, not really talking to him and everything else. So Marcus just thinks that, maybe it's not like that, between them two. Like, maybe they're not really best friends. Well, as this is going on, Marcus is still in school. He's still a nice sports star at his high school. He's now doing plays, doing speech. I mean, from going from stuttering all throughout his childhood to now, this is what he's doing. It's wonderful how he's beginning to blossom and come into his own person. Well, remember what I said. His mother had already indoctrinated him, and now he was enforcing his way on his younger siblings. Her way on the younger siblings. Well, now his mindset began to change again. Now we're looking at a Marcus that is about 17, 18 years of age. And now we begin to hear Marcus say that he wants polygamy, that he wants, not only do he want a strict household, how it's ran, but he also wants multiple wives at that. Okay. And he's going to get it. Now, the friends that he was telling this to, they just joked it off saying, nah, that's not true, because everybody knew that he was a Seventh-day Adventist. And that's not a part of their theology. Okay. That's not their belief. But for some odd reason, his interpretation of it, okay, is he can have multiple wives. And so that's stuck in the back of his mind, as well as he wanted to have his own football team full of kids, okay, of children. Now, this is at 17, 18 years old. Well, afterwards, after graduating high school, Marcus would end up joining the military. And total side note, if I could tell y'all how many serial killers, there needs to be a study done on how many serial unalivers there are that join the military. It's absolutely insane. I'm not saying that if you know X plus Y equals Z in this equation, but it's really interesting how so many of them either go to the military or, become involved in some type of form of law enforcement. That's interesting to me. But anyways, back to the story. So Marcus is in the military. He actually fights in the Vietnam War in the army, okay? And he's a medic following after his mother's footsteps. Remember, his mother is a nurse, okay? So he's a medic. Now, he only stays in the military for 2 years, and he is honorably discharged, and he goes back home to San Jose, California, all right? Now, get this. When Marcus made it back home, he was met with a freaking shock, because who was living with him was his grandmother, his cousin, a female cousin, and another male cousin by the name of Larry. Larry was 18 years old. Now, remember I said this story got a lot of twists and turns? Here comes the second twist and turn right here. Y'all ready for this? Now, Larry only being 18 years old and living there, what Marcus did not know was he was walking in on what was to be one of the most traumatic experiences of his life as far as in his younger adulthood. You see, remember what I said, his father, in my opinion, was battling with homosexuality. And so his father, when the grandmother and them moved in and the cousins, his father felt like this was the time to tell the family, including Marcus, that he was leaving them for Larry. Yes, Benjamin left his wife, Carrie, and Marcus and the grandmother and everybody else for his 18-year-old nephew, Larry. You see, it is reported that Benjamin had been secretly seeing and abusing Larry since he was a young child. Remember, I said Benjamin used to be out in the streets. People wouldn't see him for days. Okay, the only time he'll turn up is if the bar calling saying he outside again fighting, you feel me? Or if he passed out. But what people didn't know was that Benjamin, the father, would go to the grandmother's house and he would secretly be having relations with a young, impressionable boy, which would be his nephew, Larry. Okay. And so as Larry got older and when he moved into the household, Benjamin could no longer keep his feelings inside anymore. He could no longer keep them to a secret. And so he went to Carrie and he went to Marcus and he said, I'm done. He told Carrie that I'm leaving you for our nephew who was 18 years old. And that's what he did. Him and Larry left. They moved into another part of another city in California for 10 years. And Carrie is the quintessential DAB, down A B. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? And she's the dumb kind, though, okay? Because you would think that that would be enough for her to divorce her husband, but it wasn't. In fact, she waited for Benjamin for 10 years. And when he came back after he left Larry, his own nephew, they end up getting back together and moving to Seattle, Washington. But before we get there, we'll get there. But anyways, when Benjamin left the household, Carrie was there to fend for herself. And Marcus was trying to help his mother cope with the fact that the father was gone, their daddy was gone. And Carrie felt as though this was a phase, that he'll be back. You see, Carrie felt like Carrie was very religious. And so she took those vows very serious, for better or for worse, for rich or for poor. You do not divorce this man. And so she stood and waited for Benjamin to return home. Well, Marcus felt like, you know what, this is a lost cause. Okay, I got to make my way. But this experience began to shape Marcus. So let's go back through the three shapes. Number one, he wanted a polygamy relationship. He wanted a polygamy relationship. Number two, he wanted a lot of children in a very strict household ran structure. Okay. And now number three, this one is, you know what? Age does not matter, because it didn't matter for my father. And not to mention, family doesn't matter. Incest is not really a thing. Like, people make it a big deal, but it's not. This is what he's thinking, okay? So his mindset is beginning to change, all right? And now Marcus has this whole ideology that, you know what? I'm going to just date who I want to date. All right. Now, his first relationship that we have on record is a neighbor that stayed 3 houses down from his mother, Carrie. Now, this woman heard she was 34 years old. Mind you, Marcus at the time is about 20. Now, this woman, her name was Rosa. She was a Hispanic woman described to be very beautiful. She was the J-Lo and the Rosie Perez before there was one, because remember, this is the 60s and the 70s, right? So she was, bad. But the thing is with Miss Rosa was that she was what you call how do I describe her? I know what y'all gonna say. Keith, spit it out. Just say it. I know, but I want to soften. Yeah, she was a Selena. I gotta soften the blow with her because I think she was technically a little, intellectually challenged. She was very submissive. Okay, she was very you can get over on her. Okay, that's what Rosa was. Now, Rosa stayed a few houses down with her 9 children. Okay, her husband had just left her and her 9 kids. So be quiet, Upper. So her husband had just left her with her 9 kids, and she didn't have a hold of anything. Her kids was running wild. Okay, they was pretty much out of control. She was not making any money. Her ex-husband, was not sending her any money. Thank you, Upper. They were not doing anything. Like she was just out there for herself. Okay, and she was having a hard time. You feel me? Like a very hard time. Well, in the neighborhood, we know, everybody knows, in the neighborhood, no matter where you live, it's always that one person that's just like a creep to you. Like, like they just is some, you can't put your finger on it, but they a little off. Well, Rosa had one of those. Remember, I told you she was a bad Latina. You feel me? Shout out to my Hispanics out there. She was very pretty. Well, this dude, he was described as middle-aged white male, and he would always walk past Rosa's house and be into Rosa. Okay. Well, Rosa got tired of it one day because he would like stare at her, and she got tired of it and was like, "What's up?" You feel me? What's good? What's good, Chapo? What we doing? So they end up getting into it. Well, while they were into it, Marcus just happened to be standing outside. He never had seen Rosa up until this point. Yes, gullible. That's the word, gullible. Well, Marcus was just, he was standing outside. So him and his sister had heard the commotion, and they decided to walk down there. Marcus is approaching Rosa. He like, damn, who is Shorty? You feel me? So Rosa, talk cussing dude out in Spanish and English. Period. Let him know this is not that. Okay, this is not that. So Marcus decides to put on his cape, and he decides to get into it with this assailant, this dude, okay, that has been creeping around Rosa's house. And a spat ensues, y'all, where they are in each other's face and everything. Well, while this is going on, remember, Marcus, freshly out the military, probably got a wife beater on. He in Cali, you feel me? Probably got the low tops on. You know what I'm saying? He growing out his dreads. You know what I'm saying? She like, who is this tall, dark drink of water? Like, what? Okay, who is this chocolate milk? What we doing here? So she's like, oh my God, like this man, I don't even know him. He just springs into action, and he cussing dude out and pushing him off of, you know what I'm saying, away from my house and everything, and away from my children. Let me see what he's about. So after it was done, you already know what Rosa was on. Rosa was like, you feel me? You want some tacos? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want some salsa? You feel me? Like, what's up? So Marcus goes back, tell his sister, like, look, go back to the house. I got this. Go back to the house. I'll be back. You feel me? Tell mama I'll be there to comfort her in a little bit again. You feel me? And so he go to Rosa's house, okay? Now, him and Rosa hit it off instantly. I mean, it was quick. Can you hear my snap? It's that quick, okay? He's seeing that she got all these children running around. He like, look, in his mind, he thinking like, yeah, I'm finna clean this up, because you got kids jumping on the couch. They going in the fridge whenever they want to. This is not how it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be. Remember, Marcus comes from a very strict household. Order and structure, okay? And he's noticing that, Rosa is at his beck and call. You want a sandwich? You want this? So he got Rosa within the first few hours. So y'all already know how it go down. Marcus turned on them cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Them cartoons. Me and your mama finna go upstairs to talk real quick. You feel me? And go upstairs and take that woman to Saturn, Mars, Jupiter. The woman was sprung, okay? Whatever Marcus did to her that day, on the same day, had her gone. Gone. She was sold to Marcus Wesson. And not only was she sold, ladies and gentlemen, she let Marcus do whatever. Instantly, expeditiously. Marcus began disciplining her own children. Yes, all 9 of them. All right. Making sure that they was getting in order. All right. He started whooping them. He also began to implement what his mother started to implement with him when he was a child. And that was everyday Bible study. He would have them lined up and be learning the Bible. And if they got out of line, spoke out of turn, laughed, giggled, because these are young kids. All of them, they were from the ages of about 15 years old to just a baby. So, I mean, of course, they're going to have, you know what I'm saying, side conversations and everything, but not in front of Marcus. Marcus will make sure he had a belt, a switch, and will pop them if they spoke out of turn or anything. He also made sure that the house was run militant style. Do you hear me? Beds had to be made. When that laundry get done, you can't do like I do personally, and wait a few days to put them away. They got to be put away immediately, ladies and gentlemen. You can only eat this type of food. Now, see, Marcus at this time was a very devout vegetarian. And so he made sure that Rosa eliminated all the meats, all the processed foods, all of that out of the house. And they had to eat like oatmeal and beans and, you know what I'm saying, bread and bread with butter on it, things like that. Okay. So she is basically, Rosa has no control of the house. It is all ran by Marcus. But one thing that Rosa did not know was that one of the reasons why Marcus was going so hard is because he had his eye on the next target. Remember, I said before he met Rosa, he had those 3 ideologies. Okay. She just gave him all 3 and she did not even realize it. Now, Marcus had his eye on one of Rosa's children, and not just any child. It was a young Elizabeth who's in the middle right there of this picture, right below Marcus. She was 8 years old. Now, I'm not going to get too graphic because, of course, we don't want to hear that. I don't even like talking about it. But for the sake of the story, I'm going to give you guys a few things of what occurred. Now, Marcus, remember I said he worked in phases, just like all pretty much narcissistic people do. For some odd reason, when we think of any type of form of abuse, we think that it's instant. And sometimes it can be. But sometimes people have a more devious plan. Some people are eager to wait it out for the end game. And that's what Marcus is. He was very, very calculating during this time. All right. Now, he saw Elizabeth. He thought that Elizabeth was a beautiful young girl, but he felt like by Rosa being 34, she was already too mentally far gone. And for his plan to work, he needed a younger person. So his first phase was to separate Elizabeth from the other children, the other kids, her other siblings, right? So what he would do is, remember I said he would abuse the children and chastise them? Not Elizabeth. He put Elizabeth on a pedestal. Okay, it took him a few weeks, but he was finally able to do so. He didn't abuse Elizabeth if she spoke out of turn or anything. She pretty much got preferential treatment. All right. So now he's beginning to groom her as the teacher's pet. Does that make sense? So that was the first phase. Then he umped it up a little notch and he began to have Elizabeth in the kitchen with Rosa as Rosa prepared his meals. And he would tell Rosa to teach Elizabeth how he likes his food to be cooked. You know, his pancakes, his eggs, stuff like that. Okay. So now she was learning how to please him, you know what I'm saying, as far as appetite wise go. All right. Also, what he would do to step it up, go to the next page, is manipulation techniques. So this is an 8-9-year-old girl. So when she would go out with her friends like any other normal child, when she would return, he would be upset. Okay, and be like, "What? So you like being out there more than you like being at home?" To try to make her feel guilty. Now, I know what y'all are thinking. Well, where the heck is Rosa? Rosa is getting everything that she wants. Remember, when she came in, before Marcus came in, she didn't even have any money. Now she's getting food stamps. Okay, she getting that link card. You feel me? She getting a little couple of dollars from Marcus. Her kids ain't jumping on her couches and nothing like that. Rosa is in her own world. And unfortunately, she was not astute to what was going on with her young child, with this man being in her household. Okay, so that's where Rosa was. Rosa was basically playing her part. Does that make sense? Okay. So as this is all going on, it took a few years. All right. It took a few years of indoctrination into young Elizabeth. And it started at 8 years old, to where one day Marcus decided to bring his brother, his younger brother, over to the household. And he took Elizabeth by the hand, took her outside to the tree that was outside in their backyard, and had his brother officiate a wedding. And I say that with quotations because we know that this is definitely abuse, but officiate a wedding between Marcus and Elizabeth. All right. And so he tells Elizabeth that you're now my wife. They did the vows and everything. But Elizabeth reported, because Elizabeth is still alive, she reported that she thought that they were just playing a game. She had no idea what was about to come next. And that would be the increase in manipulation tactics and everything against her. All right. But they would also it would become very personal. A lot of space begin to get invaded by Marcus. All right. Now, what would happen is Marcus went from sleeping in the bed with Rosa to now he's sleeping in the room with the boys. All right. And so when everybody was asleep, Marcus would then slip out of the room and be with Elizabeth. I'm not gonna get into any details, and vice versa, because remember, she's gone. Elizabeth think that this is all right, so she would also sneak out when everybody was asleep and go. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so afterwards, I'm gonna speed this up just a little bit. What would end up happening afterwards is Elizabeth is living for the past 5 years, so she's now 13 years old. She has the mindset that Marcus is her husband, right? Unfortunately, this is abuse. I want to continue to remind y'all that. And that Marcus has pretty much got her to where she is at his beck and call. Is no longer her mother Rosa, is now her. Okay. Now, what Elizabeth will find out is that Rosa is pregnant. And so Elizabeth becomes confused and says, wait a minute, Marcus, I thought I was your wife. And Marcus is like, you are. It was, this is the Holy Spirit that's working. You feel me? She 13, she don't know no better. So Rosa ends up having her 10th child. Last one is by Marcus. And Rosa, for some odd reason, still doesn't know that Marcus has married her own daughter, who is now a young teenager. Okay. So one day, while Elizabeth is at home washing dishes, Marcus comes up behind her, gets on one knee, pulls out this fake ring and says, will you marry me? And so Elizabeth says yes. And Marcus has the audacity, just like his father did several years prior with his own nephew. Marcus goes to Rosa and tells Rosa that I'm leaving you for your daughter. Okay. And Rosa says, okay. Yes, she agreed, even though she just had a baby by him, for him to leave with her daughter. But before they could be husband and wife on paper, they had to go through a process. And this is why I get upset at people when they don't know the laws. These laws have been on the books for many, many years. And so the court official made it or confirmed Marcus and Elizabeth marriage. Marcus was 27 years old. Elizabeth was 14 years old. And then shortly after, they would move out of her mother's home with her mother's blessing and move back in with Marcus' mother, her crazy ass, Carrie. Remember, Carrie is still waiting on Benjamin to come back home after he left her for their nephew. I know this is a crazy, messed up story. I told y'all this is one of them stories where you're going to be like, Kiki, you're lying. And I'm here to tell you I'm not. This is facts, okay? So Carrie is still waiting on her husband to come back home. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, her son just moved back in with his 14-year-old daughter from his ex-girlfriend. His ex-girlfriend's daughter. Yes. Okay, got it. We there? We get it? Okay, good. So Marcus, once he finds out that Elizabeth is pregnant, he knows that it's time for him to get and be in his own place, because this is going to cause a lot of ruckus in the community. All right. So he moves him, Elizabeth, and their child to their own house, a small house. And Elizabeth is in ninth grade at the time. So she's juggling school and having to come home and become a nanny, basically totally submissive to Marcus. He is making her cook, clean, and take care of the baby. He feels as though, because of his ideology, because what he's indoctrinated into, he shouldn't have to do anything. He's there to make sure, the protector and a part-time provider, while Elizabeth is juggling everything else. But get this, Marcus kept Elizabeth, in the words of my grandmother, barefoot and pregnant, because from the age when she first had her first son at 15 years old, she got pregnant at 14. She had her first son at 15. For the next several years, Elizabeth will go on to have 11 children by Marcus. But let's start with the first couple. Now, as these kids begin to pop out, Marcus, his mindset begin to change again. I know y'all are what y'all thinking. Damn, Key, how many shifts he gonna have? Several. We not done yet. He ain't slowed up yet, okay? So his next mindset is the indoctrination of schools. And Marcus feels as though that the only thing that can teach his children is the Bible and him. Okay. So their children were never allowed to go to preschool, kindergarten, or public school or private school. He said no. He began to teach his children at home. But the thing is, he became more abusive towards them. He abused one of his sons so bad that he was hospitalized. And CPS did get involved. But remember what I said. This is Marcus. This is not stuttering Marcus. This is the new confident Marcus. The Marcus that can, talk his way out of anything. He's just a whole new man at this point. Look at what he was able to just pull with the whole family dynamic, and that quick, okay? It took him a few years, but he pulled it off. So every time CPS would get called because of his children ended up in a hospital, he was able to use his gift of gab, and he had a perfect explanation. So when his first oldest son went to the hospital, he was able to tell them, oh, he fell off of the monkey bars or something like that. When his other children, because they would notice in the community, remember those community pools? They would notice that his children wouldn't change around other kids. And it wasn't because they felt like something. It was because of the bruises that were on their body. They began to report it. And so when CPS would come in, they would say, hey, what's going on with these children and these bruises? He would say, oh, you know how kids are. They're just rough with each other. And the crazy thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that they believed him. CPS will come on Monday, and that was it. They would never bother Marcus ever again. They would not bother him again until another report would come out. It is reported that he had over 10 CPS charges, okay, reports. None of them founded. None of them, all right? How? I don't know. But again, a lot of people dropped the ball on this case. A lot of people did. Now, one particular day, Marcus decided to teach his children what to do if law enforcement was to come. All right. And one of the things was to hide. And he would have the children hide in a closet, okay? And they would have to be quiet. Well, one day, an officer came to the house, not because of the abuse, but because I think one of Elizabeth's siblings was on a run. Something happened, but it wasn't because of the abuse or anything. And the officers were knocking for a very long time, but they heard voices in there. And so when Marcus finally opened the door, they searched the area because they're like, look, we looking for a fugitive. We heard some whispering and stuff going on. We got to look through this. So when they did, they found the kids in a closet. And so they're questioning Marcus, like, what did you do? What's going on? And he was like, well, you know what? We live in a rough neighborhood. So I just taught my kids that anytime stuff like this happened, they are to hide. The police bought the story and left. But that was enough to shake up Marcus and Elizabeth. They knew that they had to get off the grid. So Marcus decides, remember, they've been living in small houses. Marcus decides to pack up him and his 3 children and Elizabeth, and they went to the dang old mountains, y'all. Woo, I know. They went to the dang on mountains. Do you hear me? And Marcus was able to rent out or purchase a few school buses that he converted into RVs, and him and his family officially began to live off the grid. I wish I was making this up, but this is now where he had total control, because now Elizabeth, remember the wife, his young wife, is now away from her family and her siblings. So Marcus was able to seclude her from everybody. She had no communication with them for a very, very long time. And he was able to implement his dominance over her mentally, physically, and sexually, to the point where she began to pop out more children. All right. So, but Marcus wasn't done yet. You see, as this was going on after his 5th child that Elizabeth had for him, Marcus wanted more. Remember what I said? He wanted polygamy. He wanted multiple wives. So Marcus decided to pitch the idea of having a second wife. Well, Elizabeth, being about probably about 16, 17 years old at the time, she's adamant, no, you're not going to have a second wife. It's just you and I. You've been preaching the gospel for me, for 9 years now. What are you talking about? Since I was 8 years old, we never talked about polygamy. So Marcus, got upset, but he went back to the drawing board, but he would introduce it to her subtly. But what Elizabeth did not know was that when Marcus will leave out, he would be going to the church, and that's where he met his next victim. This woman was named Isla. Isla was described as I think she was like a mix with Hispanic, Black, something like that. You could tell she had a very foreign look about her. You feel me? She ain't all the way Black, but that she's not all the way Hispanic either. You feel me? So, but she was really pretty, very petite, and she was 18 years old. Now, Isla, unlike Elizabeth, Isla was thrown out by her family because she got pregnant out of wedlock. So they disowned her. All right. Now, when Marcus would watch Isla while they were at church, he would notice that she wouldn't sit by her family, that she would cry a lot during service and everything else. So he felt like this was a good time to sweep in and pick up young Isla. And that's exactly what he did. You see, he approached Isla one day after service and decided to comfort her. Asked her if she was hungry. She hungry. Hell, she pregnant. But he asked her anyway, right? Asked her, what can I do for you? So on the side, he was starting to take care of Isla while Elizabeth was at home with their 5 children, okay? So he would be helping her pay bills. He would be doing all kind of stuff for her. But one thing that he began to indoctrinate Isla with was the Bible, He would have Bible studies with Isla. and he would go over scriptures and twist it and change it in a way to where it would indoctrinate her like he did with Elizabeth. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So when him, so this continued for months until one day him and Isla became sexually involved. All right. And Isla became started to grow feelings, and eventually she fell in love with Marcus. Now Isla had her baby. Remember, this one is not Marcus' baby, but he decided to bring Isla and the baby home to Elizabeth and their children, and introduced Isla to Elizabeth as a friend and said, here's your friend. And Elizabeth and Isla hit it off. They became best friends, really inseparable. Their children, her child would begin to grow up with her child, because remember, Elizabeth just had a baby. Isla just had a young baby. So they bonded over that. They would go grocery shopping, all kind of stuff together. Well, this did not stop Marcus for, as he's watching them interact, he's like, okay, now is my chance. So after so long, he approached Elizabeth and was like, let's make Isla our second wife. And Elizabeth was like, nah, we're not doing that. So he knew that he had to be a little bit more persistent. So he asked her almost every day for the next 7 months. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, he knocking boots with Isla. Okay, Elizabeth didn't know. Well, finally, Elizabeth gave in after 7 months and said, okay, but here's the thing. You cannot have sex with her. And he said, no, I'm not going to have sex with her. In fact, I'm going to give her a 7-year grace period, a trial and error period. If she does not prove herself worthy to me, then I will dump her. You ain't got nothing to worry about. I'll leave her alone. And so Elizabeth was like, cool, fine, good. But you can't have sex with her. He's like, okay, I'm not. So at first, Marcus, even though he had already broke that oath 20 times over, he would only do oral on Isla, okay? But they did it on each other until one day they just couldn't keep their hands off. And while Elizabeth was out shopping, he brought Isla home back to the school bus and was knocking boots again with her. And when Elizabeth came in and saw the position that they was in, all hell broke loose. And so Isla had to get the hell out of Dodge. Was like, damn, where my earrings at? Let me get my shoes. You feel me? Elizabeth is going crazy. You understand? So Elizabeth and Marcus ends up getting into it. She like, yo, why you do this? You promised. And so Marcus like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, fine then. How about this? How about she's not my second wife? Let's make her a handmaiden. Elizabeth was like, we don't need no handmaiden. I just had a baby. I don't need nobody to have my children. He like, well, look, she got to be something. You don't want her to be my wife. Let's make her the handmaiden. So Isla is in the background, and she's noticing how Marcus is moving with her. She went from being the second wife to now the mistress to now an alleged handmaiden. So she's like, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this no more. So she ends up leaving that situation. Thank God. She has some wits about her. She ends up leaving it and saying, I'm not going to be the handmaiden, the mistress, or the second wife. I'm done. So her and her child are disappears. So Marcus is pissed because he almost had it all. He almost had everything that he had wanted, okay? But he is not to be deterred because Marcus is very, very determined. He's a very determined individual. So he goes back to doing what he does best, knocking Elizabeth up. By this time, Elizabeth has had her 7th child. She's only about 20 years old, okay? Yes. She had a lot of kids, y'all. She had a lot of kids. Okay. So Marcus' mindset is now evolving. Okay, again. And this time, Marcus feels as though the world is coming to an end. Okay. He feels as though the world has it wrong. Religion has it wrong. That we should be multiplying. You know what I'm saying? Having a bunch of children, and not only just having children, but marrying who we want. We should be able to do what we want. So Marcus is now reading books by David Berg. David Berg is the one in the 80s and in the 70s had that cult, the cult called the Church of God. David Berg was convicted of sexual misconduct and child abuse as well. Okay, he was one of the more infamous ones, but Marcus felt like he was a hero. In fact, he idolized this type of thing because he liked the way the women and the children worshiped David Berg, and he wanted that for himself. He wanted to be idolized. He wanted to be worshipped by all that came across from all that came towards him. Okay, so he began to develop his own theology where he felt like he was a god too. He felt like he was a messenger and should be treated as such. So because he's now this renowned figure, this outer worldly figure, he does not live by what his family lives by, his wife and his children. Remember I said he had a strict vegetarian diet. Now he's going out eating burgers and fries. He's doing whatever he wants. He's eating steak. He's staying out late. He doesn't care because he is the God. He is up there with Jesus Christ. That's how he felt. All right. So while he's going through this transformation, Elizabeth and the children are at home struggling. So much so that the children are described as malnourished. They were tiny. Some of them were really, really skinny for their age and their size, okay, for their height. And so it was not uncommon to see Marcus and Elizabeth children in the back of restaurants and in the back of grocery stores scrummaging for food. That was like people knew who they were, you know what I'm saying, and what they, who they belonged to, who the children belonged to. But Marcus was bringing home Wendy's, you know what I'm saying. Marcus was bringing home, you get it. He was doing whatever he wanted. The kids' clothes would be looking tattered, but Marcus was able to go out and buy clothes for his children. Like he did not care. And this continued on for a long time because remember, Marcus is now a god. He's up there with Jesus. He feels as though it's him and then everybody else that serves him, including his wife and children. And so basically he did not care. Well, as this ideology, his thinking began to evolve even more. Okay, we're going to get into the final and last evolution. Thank you, Jesus. As it began to evolve even more, he began to move his family from place to place. So sometimes they were staying in the wilderness. Sometimes they were staying in a house. No matter what, his kids were not allowed to go to school. Another thing that he didn't allow for his kids to do as they began to get older, okay, get into the teenage years and stuff, was they were not allowed to voice their opinion. Okay, he did not allow that at all. Basically, whatever he said went, and he began to fulfill them with doomsday theology texts. Okay, he began to tell his children, all 182 of them, that the world was coming to an end, and that the only people that will be saved is them. But this is how you truly save yourself. You were gonna have to come up with a plan that when we die, we go to heaven. You get where I'm going with this? Now you see why it's called the cult massacre? Okay, y'all get where I'm going? Okay. So that's what he's telling his kids now. So he's starting to teach them survival techniques. He's starting to teach them how to unalive people. And most importantly, and unfortunately, he's starting to teach them how to unalive themselves. Ready for this? Y'all ready for this part? Okay. So Elizabeth now is in her late 20s. The kids are now teenagers and everything else. Well, some of the kids, remember, Marcus will be gone, right? So some of the kids, when Marcus will leave, they would leave. And Elizabeth was in the house. She wasn't really focused on all them then. That's a lot of, she had 9 kids, she had 11. She had 11 kids, okay? She not focused on all that, okay? So one of the two of the kids that would disappear were the girls, his oldest girls. And they would begin to realize that the world was not the way that Marcus would describe it. He described it as, if you go out to the club, you're going to die type stuff, like very extreme. Okay. And so they're like, wait a minute, we meet in friends. And then they start to break cardinal rules. Remember, they've only ate beans and toast and oatmeal. They do something that they've never done in their life. They had a cheeseburger. They begin to eat steak and shrimp. And now they're thinking like, wait a minute, this isn't so bad. They then begin to, as they, ran around the neighborhood and stuff, because these are beautiful girls, young girls. So the guys are now starting to hit on them. And they're like, oh, okay. This is interesting, because the only person that they had known to show them attention that was the opposite sex was their father and their brothers. So when they would sneak back in, they already had their mindset made up like, look, the two sisters made a pact like, look, when we are old enough, we are breaking this joint, okay? We have to go. Soon as we turn 18, we're leaving, because there's a whole nother world out there. So now they're telling their other brothers and sisters, but some of them were so indoctrinated that they were like, oh my God, you're sinning. You're going to go to hell. Don't do that. That's how bad Marcus had these kids. And so one day Marcus came back. And remember, I said he went through the last evolution. His last mental transformation. He's now a God. Well, now he's going to incorporate God with vampirism. Marcus would go to the library and read these books on like Vlad the Impaler. He would read about Dracula, and he felt like, you know what? I am no longer up there with Jesus Christ. I have surpassed Jesus Christ, and I'm now a vampire god. And I feel like these are the children that I've bred are my constituents. Matter of fact, they're really not my children. And so Marcus begins to do the unthinkable. As soon as the girls begin to feel a sense of freedom when he's gone, Marcus does the unthinkable, and he begins to sexually molest his own girls that were old enough. He began to molest three of them, to where they would have his own children. Yes, his daughters had his baby. Okay, one of them had two. The other one would and I'm gonna say breed, even though I mean giving birth, but he was looking at them as breeders, because he's now a vampire god. I hope this makes sense. Okay, I know it doesn't, but I'm trying to make this make sense. And so this is his own breeding farm. All right. And so they would go on to have about five or six of his kids, his own daughters. Well, the two, remember I said it was two that made that pact, they couldn't take it anymore. And so afterwards, after a few years, they decided enough was enough, and they left. They broke that joint. Boom. Well, at this time, what's going on? We are now in the 90s. Marcus is idolizing an event that just had occurred. Who remembers Waco, Texas? Right, the mass incident. Remember, that was put on by a man named David Koresh, or something like that. Another religious cult, offshoot of the Seventh-day Adventists. Now, I'm not saying the Seventh-day Adventists is bad, but I got to keep it real. Now, that makes two cult leaders that he was idolizing. David Berg, child of God, Seventh-day Adventist, a cult, or offshoot of that religion. And now Waco, Texas, which was the Davidian, they were an offshoot of Seventh-day Adventists. Nobody really talks about that, though. I don't know why. So Waco goes on, and he sees how David's congregation held off the ATF and the FBI and all of them, and how they all pretty much was wiped out, okay? And the children and the women, okay? So now he has that plan. Remember, I told you he was teaching his kids survival techniques on how to unalive people and unalive him and themselves. So now with him following this Waco, Texas stuff that just went on, he's finally able to come together to compile a plan on how what would happen if he's invaded, because he felt like since David just got taken out in Waco, Texas, he's next, because David was another God. David was another Messiah, okay? And the only Messiah that's left in this world is him. He's the vampire God Messiah, okay? And so when that happens, he puts together a plan and he shows the kids how to pull a gun, how to pull the trigger on a gun, how to unalive themselves in the order that they're supposed to go. So this almost happened the first time when when Marcus was out with his family, with Elizabeth, and I guess some police officers were driving by, the sirens was on, and the younger kids panicked. And so some of the older kids took the younger kids in a room, and they pulled out the guns that Marcus had brought there. And before they could pull the trigger, Marcus had walked in on them and was like, yo, what are y'all doing? And they said, oh my God, we heard sirens outside. We were scared. And we thought that was it, that the government was trying to get us, that they're about to kill us. And so Marcus was like, no, that has nothing to do with us. But Marcus was so happy and so proud that his children was about to go along with the plan. All right. Now, remember I said 2 of those girls finally eventually got away. And they made a pact to each other that they were going to come back and get their children that they had by their own father. And so let's get into this part. Okay. All right. Okay. On March 12th, 2004. Yes, 2004, only 20 years ago. The little girls them little children at the bottom of the screen, those are all David's children. So it's 2, 4, 6, 7 that he had by his own daughters. Okay. Okay. The 2 girls on the side, the one in the middle, that's the mom. He couldn't get a hold of the other 2 that broke free, but he was able to get a hold of these 2 on the side with the black hair. Okay. They had also had David's children. You see them in the picture at the bottom. So the 2 daughters that was able to sneak away, they came back with a vengeance. This time they had family. During this time, they had called authorities and everything. But remember, Marcus has the gift of gab. He never told on himself. He never even admitted that those were his kids. He made it seem as though his daughters were going out just having kids and he was just taking care of his grandchildren. Okay. He never told the authorities to the depths of what he was involved in. All right. So no arrest was made. So the 2 daughters knew it was going to be up to them to go and get their children back. Okay. Sneak them out. So on March 12th, 2004, they did just that. Marcus and Elizabeth and all of their kids was living in Fresno, California, in a small house. And the 2 daughters pulled up with other family members and police officers. Marcus comes outside with Elizabeth. Elizabeth is begging her daughters to not do this. Please don't do this. And Marcus is arguing, he was playing it cool. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like a big ruckus because it's all of them outside. It's all of them, all the adults. They brought people, you feel me? The police is outside. They pull up. They're thinking that it's just a custody dispute. And meanwhile, what they did not know was that Marcus has snuck in the back into the house. And after a few minutes, somebody said, "Where's Marcus?" And that's when the girls knew, because remember, they were in on this, he had told them about the plan. And so they told the police, go in there, something is wrong. And they're like, what's wrong? Everything is okay. He's probably just in the house. They said, no, it's his doomsday plan. If the police come, he told them to kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? To kill themselves. And so the police finally, reluctantly, went into the house. Now, when they went in, they noticed that one of the doors was locked. And when they pushed it through, when they started to push on the door, they saw that a dresser was holding the door shut. So after several moments, when they were able to get through that door, that's when they saw all 7 children laid out in a like in a what is that called? Like a pentagon, like a it was the way they were arranged. Okay. And the 2 daughters that you see right here on the screen with the black hair, they were laid out too. So what ended up happening was one of the daughters took the gun and shot all the children. And then the other daughter, together, they pulled the trigger on themselves. So a total of 2, 4, 6, 7, 9 of Marcus' children had committed suicide in the religious pact, in the doomsday pact that Marcus had ordered for them. Now, where is Marcus? Marcus was in the other room, and he was arrested. Now, here's where it gets crazy, because I said that the police was there while all of this was going on. Now, neighbors have came out and said, we hear gunshots. We heard several gunshots. But the police said they didn't hear anything. They didn't know what anybody was talking about. So the police did not hear the gunshots go off in the house that was only a few feet away. Nobody heard anything. Essentially and eventually, Marcus was arrested. He was charged with all 9 murders. Now, the defense argued that Marcus did not have gun residue on his fingers, and therefore he should not be charged with these murders. Okay? And that he's not responsible. Marcus basically put it off on his own daughters that pulled the trigger, who he had indoctrinated since when they came out the womb, and who he was sexually abusing and making them have his children. He put it off on them. Total scumbag, okay? But thankfully, the police did not buy this. The jury did not buy this, and Marcus was sentenced, okay, to death, where he's still awaiting the death penalty. Marcus is still alive. He's incarcerated. He is 78 years old, and this will go on to be Fresno, California's worst mass murder in their city history. Now, a lot of people dropped the ball with this case because several reports were made to CPS and to the police about the things that were going on. The community was trying to people in the community was trying to raise the flag on how they were looking at the children malnourished and everything else, but nobody said anything. And unfortunately, all 9 kids, because those 2 girls, they were teenagers. All of them lost their lives carrying out their father Marcus' doomsday cult plan. And that is the story of the Wesson cult murders that happened 20 years ago that nobody talks about. How did y'all like that one? 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 This man, I told y'all, you wouldn't even think that this is a true story. This is one of them stories that make you go, what? He was a vampire. He views himself as a vampire god. Yeah. Now, Elizabeth Wesson, You can type her up. It's Wesson. Elizabeth Wesson. I got the 90% of the story from Elizabeth. Elizabeth does interviews. A lot of people wanted Elizabeth arrested, but she was a victim herself. He had got a hold of her since she was 8 years old, and basically she was sold by her own mother. She became pregnant at 14 years old and was having babies all the way until she was about 25 years old. So for 11 years straight, she was having Marcus's child. So I don't normally, I'm pretty tough on the women that are accomplices, but I don't. She didn't know. You feel me? Like her own mom sold her to him. So she didn't know. But you can definitely look up her story. She has several interviews on YouTube where she freely talks about that. And she names herself as Marcus's 10th victim. The other two girls who watched their children be massacred has had to have a lot of psychological help. The rest of the children were removed by state because remember there were other younger children and other grandchildren that was there. So they were removed by the state. Several of his children has done interviews where they talk about, just look up the Wesson family, where they talk about the abuse from the physical abuse, how he used to beat on them. The girls talk about the sexual abuse, how basically he would approach them as if he's God. I left that out because we don't need to hear about what he did to his own daughters at a young age, okay? But you can hear from their own mouths. He tried to rule them with the iron fist, almost got away with it. He did this for over 20 years. So think about the brainwashing that the surviving children have to undergo once the head has been cut off. Marcus is away from them, he's gone. So think about how they've had to turn their lives around when, since you were able to understand or comprehend language, you only was hit with the Bible day in and day out, but for his own sinister way, and that you were there to please him, and he taught his kids at a young age how to unalive themselves. That was year in, year out. So think about that when you're hearing their story, when you're hearing them talk about it. I'm just asking for empathy because they were brainwashed. You feel me? So yeah, you can see Elizabeth interview. You can see the surviving children's interview. Marcus Wesson has not done interviews since the first initial one. That's how I was able to get his backstory, because all that stuff he reported about his mother and his father, and the things that went on there. But yes, I'm not saying that the Seventh-day Adventists is a cult. I'm not saying that them people is messed up, but what I am saying is people are capable of interpreting anything that they want from, especially from a religious text or a scripture, and incorporating how they see fit in this world. And Marcus Wesson is one of the most heinous, one of the most despicable people that did this. And when you mention Jonestown, when you mention Waco, Texas, when you mention Charles Manson, when you mention any of them, you better mention this bastard, Marcus Wesson, because he is just as bad, if not worse, than some of them. I hope y'all like this story. I hope, what, J.A., you like what? I hope y'all like this story. This was one for me. It was tough for me to describe. I had to figure out how to, because I know, we don't get down like this over here, but it's people out here that do, men and women, especially the women, single moms out there. Man, watch who y'all have around these babies. It took that man 5 years to get that girl. He slowly but surely implemented his plan in phases and got her brainwashed to that point. You feel me? When cops dropped a bomb on that family, the story in Philly was crazy. Also, when cops shot, I got you. I'll talk about that one. What's up, Up?
Oh, what's up, man? That shit was crazy, man. I'm mad I even listened to that shit. That shit pissed me off.
I know, made me mad researching, but that's all I got. We got good boxing tomorrow. Shout out to Upper, his beautiful wife and family. Shout out to Kazi, Marcus, J.A., the beautiful Arena, Dank Lucane, all things, my right hand. Thank you guys, all of you who stayed, the beautiful Queen Marshawn West. I am going to, yes, exactly, Arena. I'm going to see y'all Monday up. I'll talk to you later. As always, I am out.
Bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me a op, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more.
His brain's gone, nigga.
It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting.
We really hit it, nigga.
We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeezing, leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals.
Break that shit down, nigga.
AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. Stay on point, 6-2 gon' split 'em. FN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner.
5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops straight go. I got them all, you don't want no.
I got all those shits, nigga.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get this pussy, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
Y'all know what the fuck going on around here, nigga. Y'all nigga keep talking about you want smoke. You can't catch me on social media, my nigga. I'm in the street with it, you dig what I'm saying? Nigga know they gotta kill me or die, nigga. Fuck you mean? Talking about smoke and we still living in the same bitch. No sir, you don't got smoke with me, baby. You'd have been dead, huh? G-Stack, bitch. Whatever I fuck up, Tom gon' fix it, nigga. Y'all know what the fuck